find out what creatures are nearby based on nests, scat, and marks on vegetation. Can attempt a recall knowledge check. Let's see. Am I? Yeah, with a small penalty. To learn more about the creatures just from the signs.
Nice. That's going to be so helpful.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking dope.
Right? Kind of figured that might be relevant in a jungle.
That's very relevant.
That's awesome.
Dope as hell.
I also can't get over this the joke that will come up about scatting. I'm going to find something there.
Yep. I would like to check the scat.
Group check should know. Do y'all think it'd be better if I took Earthbind? So if we fight something flying, I can make it be on the ground, or Invisibility Sphere, so I can turn all of us invisible at the same time. It's not like a combat thing, but like we can sneak up on someone.
Well, Karen
like,
has the only thing I have for ranged is a spear, a single spear. So anything to bring flying shit down to the ground, I'm a-okay with. But having said that, Invisibility Sphere sounds pretty fucking awesome.
It sounds amazing.
So I am going to abstain from voting on this one. I want both of them. I want them both equally.
Oh man, I would like this is I'm a fluff guy. I would say the one that brings down flying creatures is more in line with the Hell Knight or former Hell Knight.
Gotcha.
Yes, bringing down flying demons.
I'm game for
I mean, it's like
fine.
Nate,
I'm
the
convinced.
metagaming Nate player wants you to do the Invisibility Sphere.
Yeah.
But I think from like character design perspective,
I mean,
Nate said it exactly. He said it exactly how
will.
I agree. I agree with Nate completely. Mechanical min-maxer Eli wants you to take Invisibility Sphere, but Karen wants you to take Earthbind.
I mean, I can spring for a scroll later. Yeah, I think.
That's right. You're a wizard. You can fucking learn spells from scrolls. I always forget.
I'm trying to. Actually, Jim, can I buy Tasha's Hideous Laughter? I guess it's not Tasha's, but can I buy Hideous Laughter, Ray of Cold, and Negate Aroma scrolls? Like,
possibly. Let me check into that real quick. One of the things I wanted to bring up, because I think it may have gotten minorly overlooked. We all leveled up last time. Mm-hmm. Rory noted it because I think he was still fresh in. But looking at this, I don't think anyone except for Rory took their 5th level ancestry feat.
I did.
No.
Karen did.
I did.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Karen's is Victorious Vigor.
Yeah.
Mine's Clever Improviser.
Untrained improvisation.
And Tope has Ageless Patience.
I think Untrained Improvisation was your general feat.
Yeah, that's a general feat.
No, Untrained Improvisation comes with as a free feat when you take Clever Improviser.
Oh. Okay, that's why I couldn't check. I was looking around. I was like, I know Rory did, but I just want to make sure no one missed out on getting a cool ass ancestry feat.
Yeah, Karen took
Victorious
Ferocity
with my 5th.
Yeah, I think Gnome and Karen took the same thing.
I can't remember what order, but I have Orc Sight, which gives me Dark Vision, and Orc Ferocity, which needs no introduction.
Yeah. Oh, then I guess we took different ones. Karen has Orc Ferocity and Victorious Vigor.
Oh yeah, that one's strong if you're not like a wizard.
Yeah. I mean, as a wizard, you're probably going to get the killing blow on some shit.
I don't know. I'm probably never going to take a damage spell after this level. Abjuration is so strong.
It's ridiculous.
All
I
right.
think
need
I am
to
good.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just
I
saying
was
I
just
think
going
I'm
to
good.
ask, can you remind me what all the bow thing was?
It was hella awesome. I remember that.
I certainly can. In 1 second, when I go to my notes, let's go to the books. So,
So I kind of forgot what we were gonna do with that.
Ah, here we go. So you got. Fuck. Where's my notes? It's basically it's narratively it's like sort of the base center of a composite bow, but it will function as runes you can transcribe over to it. It is so eventually you have to pay the transcription fee, but a striking rune and a fearsome rune
Okay.
that are set up on a bow, and so but narratively it will be part of and I just already set it down and forgot his name. Part of Akosa's bow that he used and took a pledge on to wipe out the Aspius Consortium after they had imprisoned him for a while.
Right.
And he's giving it to you as a sort of weapon of vengeance that he hopes you will be able to use forward.
So it's essentially, because I think this is like part of what we're doing sort of in the off time here, right? Is it's a striking rune and a fearsome rune. Can I put those on?
Yes. You have to pay a transcription fee, but yes.
Right. On like a bow that's already +1. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So here's the way it works, and I did a little bit of research to make sure I was ready to talk about it tonight. I also have food in my mouth, so give me a second.
No worries.
There are two categories of runes in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. You have fundamental runes and property runes. Fundamental runes are on weapons, you are +1 to hit, and you're striking for damage. And there are different levels of both. Then your property runes are your flaming, your ghost touch, your returning, those things. You can only have a number of property runes on a weapon equal to the bonus of the fundamental rune.
Oh,
so a
okay.
+1 weapon can only have one property rune on it. Now, the one nice thing is striking runes are fundamental runes. Having striking runes on there don't unlock the ability to have more property runes on there, but they don't count against it. So your +1 bow, you could go ahead and put fearsome on it, and then you've maxed out your properties. But you can throw a second fundamental on there that doesn't go against that equation.
So it's going to be a +1 striking, fearsome composite longbow.
Yep.
That's so
Oh my
rad.
god.
And, and if you look a little bit like at the just absolute crazy amount of shit like Ike's rocking at this point,
Yeah.
like the Cinderclaw Gauntlet is probably one of my favorite examples of that.
That gauntlet's insane.
Because it is a. Oh no, I think that's what it was. Yeah, the Cinderclaw is a +1, but it's not striking. It has a on a crit you can sicken them with smoke.
Do you know how I apply these to?
Carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apply
Yeah,
them
it gets
to
a
the
little
actual,
wonky.
like back end.
The back end is actually the easiest part. So I'm gonna hop over to Tope real quick.
Okay.
So what you'll do is, and I think we already determined your composite longbow is +1, right? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to some of Ike's shit and copy off of his halberd or spear because he's already got a lot of this. I don't know. Karen, I think, has the most original version of a high level weapon.
I've got a good one.
Your +1 striking war flail. So what we're going to do is, in composite longbow, you'll click on the magnifying glass to the right, and then a couple things. One, we can go ahead and just change the name so you know. +1 striking fearsome composite longbow. NBD, giant fucking name.
Yep.
Properties, not a huge issue here. A couple things we're going to do under traits. We're going to add, you can use commas to separate them. We're going to add magical because it's got that. And these runes are technically evocation runes. So magical, evocation. We already got the bonus of 1 on there, so that's fine. But then what we'll do is you see the damage, and there's just like the die plus 0.5 times strength and everything in there.
Yep.
the bottom left, I'm literally just going to go and pick up a second D8 and drop it into that window, and it'll boom, add it. 2D8 plus 1. Cool.
That's
Unfortunately,
striking.
yep. Twice as many dice. And now, fearsome, there isn't. I should need to pull up the fearsome rune just for fucking sake. Just in the shits and giggles, what does it have? What's love got to do with it?
When you critically hit with this weapon, the target becomes frightened 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, other things worth noting. So, that's kind of it there. Damage type, piercing, magic. And then what we can do. Let me see. This is one where actually Ike's going to come back. I do so much of figuring this out by just copying what the people who've made the adventures do for this shit to see like if it has special things. Okay. Yeah. No. So then what we'll do is we'll go back to the inventory tab on your character, and then we'll find there your composite longbow plus 1. Because we technically just changed the name in the actions tab. We didn't change the name in here. So I am going to... You'll open that up, and then I'll click on the locked, so I'm going to unlock it, and I'll change the name to... I will change it to +1 striking fearsome composite longbow. You've got its description there. And then, honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and copy the description out of fearsome. Let me see if I can just drag it and drop it in there. Oh, perfect. I dragged and dropped the link to item fearsome.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Inside of it. Then I'll lock it back up. And then you should be able to click on that, and it should, let me see. Boom, open fearsome.
Yeah.
I think I can do that in the action tab, too, just for shits and feckin' giggles. No, I can't. But you've got it in the main part now. Or let's see if I can do that there, maybe. Nope, that make too much sense. All right, but you've got it there. So you're set up. Cool, so you got it. And you can check it there.
Sweet, thank you.
All right, runes. Cost on runes. And all of you should know that you can always go to Archives of Nethys for the most up-to-date information on your Pathfinder game. Archives of Nethys, brought to you by donations from listeners like you.
Is Archives automatically updated with the errata?
I still haven't got my damn tote bag.
Gotcha. I remember like 4 weeks ago, I was like, "Yep, I killed one of y'all," and then you and Eli were like, "Nah, check the errata on. Check the errata. Here's the rules."
Okay, so transferring runes. It is 10% of the rune's base price to transfer it. So, for example, the cost of... Oh, god damn it.
Well, we're going to need the returning one transferred. I know that.
Weapon potency. All right, here we go. Armor, weapon property rune. So, like, for example, your striking one there
Yeah.
would be 6.5 gold to transfer.
Okay.
And then fearsome is pretty fucking expensive. So fearsome is going to come in at 16 gold to transfer. It's 160 gold rune. So you're looking at 22.5 gold to transfer that over.
That's
Which I will probably need some help with. Yeah.
So actually, can someone keep a running tally so we can figure out what's going where and how really quickly?
Yeah, I got this.
I can. Okay.
And then I think you were going to
Wait,
dismantle.
go back and tell me how much Tope needs first.
22.5.
22.5? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
And I can remember you were going to dismantle. You had, or someone had a +1 returning striking knife.
Striking stone knife. Yep.
You were going to split that one to hell and back. I think you were going to add striking to your cinder claw gauntlet, which is 6.5 gold.
That sounds right.
and then you were going to throw the +1 and the returning,
Onto the hammer.
hammer, which is low grade, so it can hold those two, but no more. And so the cost, so the striking, or so the returning. Let me get the costs on those.
And I need the cross to the +1.
Yeah. We're going to do striking. Returning is going to come out to 5.5 gold,
Okay.
and it'll be 3.5 for the +1.
Okay. Got it. So what were Topaz individually? Fearsome was how much, and then the other one was how much?
16 gold for fearsome and 6.5 for the striking.
Striking. Okay, 6.5. Got it. All right. I'm caught up.
Oh, something about weapons real quick. I've got a cold iron shifting dagger, which since y'all have your own striking weapons, I'll hold on to. But if we get into a fight with something and we realize it needs, if we fight some jungle fey creatures or whatever, I can give that to one of y'all if y'all don't have cold iron.
I mean, I'll take it because Karen is proficient with literally all weapons. So
No, I mean the point. I'll use it because
Sure.
it's not better than anything y'all have. But if we do something, if we fight something that has a weakness to that and y'all don't have that, I can turn it into a bastard sword because that's one-handed and give it to Karen.
cool.
You can still get D12s with two-handed.
Yeah. All right.
Or give to for whoever needs whatever.
Rock on.
That's just remember if that happens, y'all can
Cool. We have it.
call for that.
Okay, so I've got the fearsome, the striking, the +1, the other striking, and the returning. What else is there?
And then Nate has very little right now.
Yeah, he
I
needs magic.
don't attack.
I know it's also been very much a role-playing choice.
Yes.
Um,
It's but the only thing I would from a character perspective, the only thing would be enchant Tam's shovel.
That would be awesome. We should do it.
It's totally if I'm in melee, something has gone terribly wrong.
True.
And also, if anything becomes within melee range of me, they're going to have a very bad day.
I think those are the total costs for transfers because Karen, you're set up on weapons.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I've got my shovel and a +1 dagger.
Yeah, which is your holy weapon too.
Yes.
All right, so if that's everything, then that's 15 and a half. So then
This is
that's
interesting. I can't find Fearsome in Hero Lab.
It's new. It's from the Advanced Player's Guide.
Ah, okay.
38.0 total gold for runes.
The thing I'm most excited about for 6th level is that any of our alignments that are non-neutral now detect under detect alignment spells.
Wait, what's that, Rory?
My favorite thing about 6th level is that at 6th level, detect alignment in Pathfinder doesn't just tell you everyone's alignment. You pick lawful or you pick one alignment that's non-neutral, and if there's an outsider with that,
Mhm.
it doesn't detect normal people's alignments, but it's 6th level characters' alignments start detecting.
Because they're powerful enough that their alignment would become a magical element, basically.
Yeah.
Although not Tam's right now.
What?
That cloak you got last time.
Yeah.
It's a cloak. You put the hood up. You go under the effects of a non-detection spell.
Yep.
You magically do not register to scrying, divination, fucking anything.
Does that work
Yeah.
with invisibility? Does that prevent that?
I'll have to check because I know it stops a lot of divination things. I don't think it stops seeing visibility, but it will stop any form of scrying or detecting.
Well, if that works out, your ass is getting turned invisible.
All right. So yeah, what's the group? Does the group have available gold to cover those costs?
I think we did just figure it out, actually.
Oh.
We have 80 in the party gold.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
Trent and I were just talking
All right.
about.
That's right. There's fucking 80 gold
Yeah,
in
there's
party
80
gold.
gold in the party
Okay.
sheet. So
Do we
that'll
split
cover
that
the
up?
entire thing.
Or do we? How do y'all do party gold?
I say we just use all of it to better the group.
Alright.
Yeah, this is if there's nothing immediately that we
Yeah.
tend to that anyone wants, we usually just divide it up as evenly as we can.
Yeah, we usually divide it evenly, but I say at this point, we need just stuff for the group, and I say we should just, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So I think the 38 gold we need for the runes, we should just snag it from the party.
For sure.
So
We should
No, but-
distribute all this shit in the party sheet too.
Oh yeah. Gnome at some point would like to make a skeletal horse like very badly, but that's the only thing he wishes for the money can buy at this point. Oh, who are we giving the Dragonite Charm, the Horn of Fog, and the boots are all and the shield are all non-specific. So have we decided who's getting that stuff or who wants that?
Well, Ike gets the Caterwall sling because that was the gift to him specifically.
yeah.
Yep.
Vine
Yeah,
arrows
actually,
obviously go to
check
Tope. What was that?
One second, I'm dragging the Caterwall sling over to Ike. Ike,
I
who
want-
is the most ridiculous armory of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's well, you guys are talking about who gets what. Ike, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to upgrade your weapons that you
Yeah,
just
sure.
put the runes over on, since I know you're a little out of it and you guys need to talk about gear anyway.
Yeah, no worries.
Talk amongst yourselves, as Trent would say.
Yep. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll give you a topic.
We'll give you a topic.
Do y'all want to talk about how we're splitting up some of the magic items? I don't think Gnome would be the best person to have any of them.
Yeah,
Easy.
Karen will not make good use of the boots of Elvenkind. That dragon charm, what's that do?
Dragon Charm gives you can sustain it for dark vision. You can get resistance. You can cast Produce Flame, and there's like one other thing. None of them are useful for Gnome because he can cast Produce Flame and see in the dark anyways.
Held in one hand. No, Karen's all about two-handed stuff, so I'm going to pass on that as well.
Would Tam with the Spellguard Shield?
That would be
or does
awesome
someone-
on Tam.
Can I use shields?
You can
Literally
use
everyone
raise
can
shield,
use
you can't use a
shields,
shield
and
block.
everyone can use the raise shield action to gain a +2 AC. The only question is whether or not you have the shield block feat, which allows you to reduce incoming damage.
And so the Spellguard Shield's good because it gives you the circumstance bonus to your saving throws against spells, which you don't need any feats to use that. So
Yeah, it's
no one
awesome.
could use that, or I would rather. I mean, I think the healer is more.
I
important.
agree. I think Tam should have the Spellguard shield.
Okay.
I think the Horn of Fog should go. I mean, whoever wants. I think like either Gnome or Tope, but it might be better for Tope to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Teach your flow blast. Cast a second level obscuring mist spell.
Because I mean, the only time that would be super useful is like if we need. I mean, I'm sure it's useful in a lot of ways, but like if we need to get the hell out of somewhere.
Yeah, that seems like a retreat item for sure.
It's definitely a
Like,
retreat.
Karen and Felix will like already be. They'll be the ones who are fucked and need to get away and
yeah.
not waste action casting
Yeah,
Horn of Fog. So I think one of the people who's far away.
good point. I'm gonna snag that mosquito netting.
Yeah, I'll take it. What the hell?
Go for it.
Sounds like a really funny item to use, honestly.
So, because all of you know how much I like, just throwing shit anyway. One of the things I will point out is that the fog spell creates concealment, and if I remember right, Trent, the ranger feat you picked allows you to, for 2 actions, fire 1 shot that ignores concealment.
You are correct, sir.
That's awesome.
So it actually has a little bit of an interesting.
It's a benefit for Tope.
Conceal himself and fucking fire from the mist
Sal,
without penalty.
Oh,
what
do
are
you
all
want me
these
to cast?
unknown alchemical items?
Yeah, there's that,
There's
and
3
there's,
and 12 of them.
They were like anti-plagues or
Oh.
anti-venoms or something.
no.
Oh,
bastard.
yes.
Wait, what happened?
Pathfinders has disabled the infinite number of dice you can.
Oh,
Roll
no. Oh, there it is.
No,
Um,
it isn't. Look when it ever loads. Look at what I rolled. It's depressing.
Oh, do you want me to cast Spell Strike into that or spell into your Spell Strike arrow now, or should we wait on that for later?
Now it'd be good since we're on downtime.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't. I'm up for whatever. Yeah.
I'm gonna snag one of those elixirs of life. Yeah. Does anyone not have a moderate healing potion? Because I have one. Does anyone not have one?
I have no.
I
healing
don't have one. I only have a lesser one.
Gnome, do you
Yeah.
have any healing potions?
I do not have any healing potions.
I have 2 lessers.
Okay, I
I have a
think
wand.
Gnome should take the moderate healing potion since he has none.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'd rather everyone has at least one.
I have lots of hit
Yeah.
points, but no way to get them back.
What is this?
I mean,
What are these 4 magic potions?
I do not have any healing potions either, but I don't have a problem with no taking it.
We can buy one for you. I would much rather all of us have at least one, if not more.
Yeah.
Oh, there's elixirs of life, which are similar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, grab one of those elixirs of life, Tope. There's 2 of them. And then Felix, you said you only have a lesser healing.
I only have a lesser.
Then
correct.
grab the other elixir of life. I think that's a good split.
That's good.
Done.
Yeah. So
See-
can we identify
see-
the magical potions, the 4 of them?
Sorry, 1 second. Yes, you would have already. They
Thank
must
you.
have come through that way.
No, it's cool. It's a long list. There's a lot to go through.
Oh, and would Tam have any spells that he thinks would be good? Do you have any that to cast into the arrow, or should no one do that?
I don't really think I have anything that would be good into a.
Heal.
Heal arrow.
That's actually
Pretty
not a
spell
terrible
magic.
idea.
One of my campaigns, we had a mace of healing.
That's not a
The
terrible
surgeon's
idea.
ballista.
You could shoot one of us at like 200 feet away. And
Oh,
heal
gone
us.
that of healing.
Yeah. No, arrows of healing. They do 1d8 damage, but if it's a significant enough healing spell,
Yeah, it's okay. It undoes it.
Yeah, it would be 2d8 plus 16, so it would be like a first level. I don't know. I think we might have better. Oh,
You
sorry.
can place like blunt balls on the end of the arrow.
Nerf or nothing.
You're right. It is nerf or nothing.
ooh, I can put charitable urge into an arrow.
What is that?
Don't want to know.
Compels the target to give away its possessions.
Shoot a king with it or something?
I
Oh my
have,
god, shoot a Kosa with that. And make
I
him
have
give up
acid
all
arrow
that
second
gold.
level, which might be boring, but I mean it's 3d8 plus persistent acid damage. With your arrow.
What is?
I have acid arrow,
Jesus.
so you could. I haven't heard you like arrows, so I put an arrow in your arrow.
I kind of love that, actually.
While you shoot arrows.
I would imagine
I
that when
think
he
I heard
shot
you
it,
like arrows, so I put arrows in your arrows. Might be my favorite fucking thing.
Hey, bro. I heard you like arrows. You put arrows in your arrows so you can arrow while you arrow.
so you can shoot while you shoot.
Would you like an arrow in your arrow, Tan? Or Tobe? Yeah.
I can do sound burst.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That could be tough.
A flashbang arrow.
Pretty much.
Does it have something about being
Good for hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Target a creature other than the caster. If the creature isn't a valid target, it is lost. Only affects the target hit, even if it. Gotcha. So sound burst, the area effect would not. Like you can't make an arrow with fireball.
Right.
And
I have ghost sound.
Yeah, I was about to say, hear me out. What if, and hear me out,
Sense motive?
what if,
Oh, I got it. Final sacrifice.
no.
That's actually an
I think I
awesome
might
spell.
have this one.
Yeah.
What if you put message in it, or ghost sound, so when the arrow hit, the person who gets hit by the arrow just hears, get good.
So what I like about ghost sound is there's nothing intelligible. Like there's no words. It's just it's like the equivalent of 4 normal humans shouting. So you could just like fire it behind enemy lines, and they just hear they're like, "Oh no, we're surrounded."
That would be clever, actually.
I still really want message. Like I want you to have just the most internet like shit talk to whoever gets hit by the arrow. Like easy. What? I'm sorry. What happened? I got hit by an arrow and it told me easy.
This is Jim trying to trick us out of the
GG.
actual idea.
Oh, the magical potion. We need that identified, I think, still.
I have
Magic potion. Yep. I'm gonna do that.
I'm
Oh,
gonna snag a
is that it fun
ration.
for you guys? Boom. There you go.
Oh, hey,
so
look at
every
that.
time they hit you, we're just like, "Suffer."
I'm definitely taking a
Suffer.
lesser as well, so the rest of you can
Strange
split those
worm.
orders.
Jim, if I cast a magic missile into the spell trick arrow, would the arrow become unmissable? Or does it-
No, I think the arrow would have to hit, and then the arrow would explode mini magic missiles into that creature.
That seems fair.
Well, you know what? Let me look it up. Fuck, I don't actually know spell strike ammo.
I think I'm reading it now. I think it discharges the spell when it hits.
Yeah.
Because I
Oh
couldn't
shit!
do like true strike into the arrow, which would be awesome.
I mean, I guess you could, but then the person who got hit by the arrow would have true strike on their next hit.
No, because true strike they like nerfed it because I can't cast true strike on Karen. It's like a self only.
Ah.
There's no target.
Huh, lame.
I know.
As though True
mean,
Strike were
For
good
balancing
before.
reasons, I completely understand that.
How
Can you
about
just reveal those healing potions?
Yeah, that just became revealed.
Yeah.
And Karen took one, so the rest of you guys can take some.
Alright,
of those.
we'll check one.
Yeah, snag them all. We need to dole this stuff out. I'm gonna take 2 of those anti-plagues. Since we have 10 of them, that's 2 for each. So everyone take 2 anti-plagues.
I think
Yeah,
I
I took 2.
All right, and then Ike, I'm trashing the Star Knife out of your inventory since it is essentially shot now.
I think the boots of Elvenkind need to either go to Tope or Felix,
Yeah.
Felix?
because I have no use for
Fine
them.
with me.
I do.
If Tope's staying out, I don't know about but. But yeah, Tope. I have 2 good spells. I could put the acid arrow, which would do 3d8 plus 1d6 persistent acid, or I could do a 2nd level lightning or shocking grasp, which would do
yeah.
3d12. Give you a +1 to hit if they're wearing metal armor, and do like 2d4 persistent
That
acid.
plus
Or,
the +1 to hit to me almost sounds like it's a magnetic arrow. You know?
which
That
I think
sounds
that
so
would
awesome.
work because that actually is part of like it's a spell attack.
Yeah.
And
Is this for that spell strike ammunition? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm just yeah.
Yeah, that sounds dope as hell.
Yeah, it does.
So would you
Like
shocking
putting
grasp-
acid in it, honestly.
the shocking
or-
grasp
yeah.
one or acid arrow?
I say acid arrow. That sounds
Cool.
like it would hurt.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, or shocking grasp will do 3d12. The other one does 3d8, but the acid arrow does 1d6 persistent acid no matter what, and the shocking grasp does persistent only if they're wearing metal. So yeah, either way.
Do you guys want me to take that spell strike ammunition?
No,
Can you-
Cham wants it.
Okay.
I think we should do the arrow and the arrow so you can arrow while you arrow.
I agree.
That seems it's like the
Extra
only,
arrow damage.
the only cogent.
Mm-hmm.
Glad we're all on board for the arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we decided Felix is getting boots. I think, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense.
I would like Felix. I could also see Tope using it just because he would be repositioning more.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Does it
Look,
fight?
when in doubt, we could always GCP roll off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I will say, I don't have the cloak.
Uh-huh.
I think we should try to kill these elves if they don't give us the matching cloak. Because that would be sweet.
Would the +1 bonus to acrobatics aid you in any generally, Felix?
I've got a +14 to acrobatics. It's not.
Oh boy.
It's not statistically significant.
Also, Rory, could you quickly type me the spells you were interested in picking up scrolls for?
Oh,
Let's roll off.
I thought I didn't have two of them, but I already had them. The only
It's a
one
roll
I
off.
actually
It's a
need
roll
is,
off, people.
Negate aroma.
Okay.
Which I can go with it without it. Oh shit.
Oh
we go.
shit, Tope.
So,
So,
kind of wasted that.
I don't know if that was a
First roll.
waste.
That's a good omen, I think.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, Rory, you'd have no problem finding a scroll of negate aroma for 4 gold.
Okay,
Awesome. I will-
now I'm gonna say that since Tope got the boots, maybe Felix should take that Dragon's Eye charm because he's got a couple of spells anyway, doesn't he? So like,
Also,
One spell, but yeah.
if Felix has a one-handed weapon, you can hold that in one hand,
Yeah.
and give yourself dark vision, and I can cast the wand of fear darkness.
oh,
What's it called? What's it called? Because that would be sick as fuck.
that would be,
Hopeless Knight.
Wand of hopeless night. See, you've made me into like a evil.
you're the
Batman
one who's the
villain.
Necromancer X Hell Knight, yo.
I love it. I'm an observer. Safety is my number one priority.
Uh-huh.
I just love the idea that, like, even in the Hell Knights, they've got, like, one HR person whose job is safety. Like, who forgot to put up the caution wet floor? Who didn't put it up?
There
No,
is
yeah,
demon
no,
blood
looks like
on
a-
the floor. Why did no one put up the caution sign?
Up to this point, like Gnome has looked like a badass, but now that we're going out, like Gnome has like got all of his safety gear on. He's like his wizard hat is like a leather,
Like a
just
pith
like-
helmet?
No, it's just like a leather cap, like you know those like old like football hats people would wear.
Mhm.
It's like strapping that up.
Caps.
I
Like,
love
you know
it.
when you see like old people going skiing and they're like
Mhm.
got like old ass equipment and they're like
Yeah.
that's Gnome looks like that when he's getting dressed
That's
for
funny.
battle.
Oh,
This-
my
yeah,
God,
the
that's
blue-
fucking amazing.
Neon blue and yellow ski suit.
Exactly. He's ready to wage war.
The phrase "ready to wage war" in that context might be my favorite thing. So, Karen, it's
Yep.
worth noting that right now you are sitting at 0.4 over your ability to get no penalty.
Oh shit. Okay.
At 13, you're good, but you're at 13.4.
You're right.
Sounds
I
like
see
you
that.
need sounds like you need a fucking skeletal horse.
I need a fucking bag of holding is what I need. How much are those?
75 GP.
75? I mean,
Why
I
not go an extra 30 and get a skeletal horse?
At some point, there's going to be a very interesting role-playing showdown between the budding ritualist necromancer and the cleric of Pharasma.
I have literally had this
Yeah.
conversation with Rory a couple of times at this point. I keep telling him, dude, you're gonna have to have a really unpleasant conversation with Tam pretty soon.
Wait till we find a horse that Tam hates, and then
There you go.
Felix wants a skeletal horse. Can we get a skeletal horse, Tam? I promise I'll take care of it. I'll feed it every day.
Only if it was a very evil horse.
The
Any
party.
horse
Can
that, like
Can we
all
get a
horses
skeletal
are
horse?
evil.
The cleric. Absolutely not. The cleric and the skeletal horse 10 minutes later.
Yep.
But all horses are evil, which means that we can have a skeletal horse.
No, hear that, guys. If we drape a bunch of blankets over it, we'll just say it has it just needs to eat more.
Okay. Quick thought though.
Gnome's horse lore.
For all the runes, it's going to be 38 gold. So from the party gold, that leaves us with 40.
Actually, I was wrong about that. Ike's hammer already had a +1 on it.
Okay, so that takes off
Did?
3.5.
Oh yeah,
so
I
it's
put that on while I was
34.5.
fucking around.
Okay.
No, I literally put the +1 on it like tonight while I was clicking stuff.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Oh.
So then, no, that's accurate.
So it's 36.
We Gucci. Also, I'm about to boot up Sirenscape for anyone who wants any of
Okay.
that shit.
So that will leave us with 44 party gold left. And you said a bag of holding is what, 70? Was it?
75.
75. Okay. I could,
Assuming there is one here to buy.
assuming that, I could throw 20 towards one, which would mean we would need 11 more gold for a bag of holding. I don't know if that's worth it for the rest of the party to pitch it 11, but I think a bag of holding would do us some real good.
I don't have a ton of gold. I spent most of it on those stupid ritual servant people.
Hey, they're getting work done. That will pay off, I promise you.
I mean, I'm happy either way. I was just excited to succeed at rituals checks.
It'll pay off.
I've
Why
got
do I
30
have two
gold.
snare? Why do I have a snare
Oh, 30
kit?
21 gold. I'm blind.
Why in the hell do I have a snare kit? Where the hell did
Tam
it
has
come from?
spent almost no money because Tam does not know what to do with money.
You may be
I have over 40 gold.
holding that for.
You have what?
so-
I have over 40 gold.
Holy crap! I think we should buy a bag of holding.
That's ghoul money.
Certainly is not, young man.
That's ghoul money if I've ever seen it.
Animating money right there.
We're gonna make a ghoul horse for a gorse. It's gonna be awesome.
Of course.
Gorse!
It's like a normal horse, but just have a long ass tongue.
I want a gorse!
It just hungers for flesh.
Hungers for flesh.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the question about a ghoul. Would a ghoul horse hunger for horse flesh? Like, could you just feed it salami and call it good?
Gross.
I mean, it's under my. It would be under my command. So the nice thing about like with skeletons, it's not a template. There's just specific skeletons you can raise. But
Mhm.
with ghouls, you just add the ghoul template to any existing creature, and it just becomes a ghoul and gets a long tongue and wants to eat you.
Nice.
So I just put in the party sheet. I had the striking scimitar. If anybody would like
Oh.
to take the striking rune and the +1 rune off of that, they are welcome to.
Badass.
Nice.
Oh, that's right, because you've got your new fucking crazy knife.
Yeah, bloodletting kukri.
Jesus.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I
shit.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Such a scary party.
I'm.
So, question about that: if everyone is good,
Hmm.
can we make Tam's shovel magical?
Yes. Let's do it. Plus one striking.
Yes.
+1 striking shovel.
Plus one striking shovel.
I'm down. I'm down. How much is that going to cost us? Oh, +1 is 3.5, so that'll put us at 39.5, and then striking is another 6.5, so that's 40 points. 40. No, 40. That's 45. Sorry, 45 exactly.
So what I'll say is, and you may have already noticed this, Trent, but for some reason the kukri doesn't appear as a weapon for you. Like, it is, but it's not.
Oh yeah, sure enough.
Yeah, which is why like I transformed your other sling mechanically into a cat.
Yeah, I noticed you did that because I went in to do that and I like squinted at it, and I was thinking like, where'd my sling go? It's supposed to be between S and T.
And you're like, ah. So what I'm going to do, Trent, is I'm going to go ahead and I will drop a kukri and then make it 0 bulk into your
okay,
inventory. And I will even call it mechanical kukri or kukri stat.
Okay.
The dangers of playing at night for me. For some reason, I had a stack of 60 arrows in my inventory.
Yeah, you were concerned about having enough arrows. I feel like that's legitimate.
No, I only ever bought one pile of arrows. I don't
No,
know
you
why.
specifically restocked at one point.
Yeah, it was in the Hell Knight. It was in the Charred Hill, the Hell Knight Citadel.
Huh.
Who
Yeah, you
is-
bought-
Wow, I deleted those 60. So why did I have a stack of 60 and a stack of 10?
I may have like had you buy those, and you may have just like put them in your inventory. Like I'm bringing them back to him.
Whatever. I'm just gonna say I have 7 stacks of 10 here. I'm bristling.
Who is
Fucking
missing
porcupine.
anti-plague lessers?
Probably me.
Yeah, everyone needs 2.
I have 2 because there were 10.
Yeah, there were 10 in there, so everyone should have 2 because there's still 4 left. I see.
Yeah. So
I've already
yeah,
taken mine.
I have not taken 2, but I still have one that was never used from the very beginning.
Oh, well, still, I feel like everyone should have 2. I mean, they're just kind of sitting there in the party sheet. But then we've also got 2 lesser potions. Does anyone want to claim those? I have like 3 potions at this point.
I'll take a third if no one's gonna be angry about it.
Go for
I have a
it.
moderate, so I think I'm fine.
I have a moderate, a lesser, and an elixir of life. I think
It's kinda
Cam, you
rude.
only have 1 or 2, right?
I've got 2 lessers,
You should
a
take.
scroll of healing, and me.
Fair, fair. What about Felix? What are you looking like with potions?
I've got a lesser and the elixir of life that we just picked up.
You should take that other lesser then.
I think we should give Tam another lesser. Oh, never mind. There's only one left. Never mind.
Yeah.
Because if I run out of, I'm hoping I can just reach out and touch Faith and get him to help my brother out.
Well, especially since one of my my class feat that I just got.
Oh,
If I do a heal or a harm spell as an area of effect, I can pick up to 3 things that are not affected by the spell.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
yes.
nice.
That's so awesome.
Is that like spell sculpt or something?
No, it's oh Christ, what
So
that was.
like that channel or something.
Yeah.
Fun fact: that kukri didn't show up in my actions tab either.
No, it's there. I just call it Bloodletted Kukri. It's into your combat for sure.
Oh, that's weird. It changed the tab and it arrived.
Yeah, I'm doing the
fun
work.
fact about having too many surplus things in your inventory. Jim is in my game is playing a dwarf character, and I like went in to fix all the Roll20 stuff for next Wednesday. And Jim, you have like 4 bulk of extra daggers, and
That's correct.
and, like, you've got like 7 daggers and like 100 arrows. It is absurd.
Yes, I looted a bunch of arrows, and I have, you never know if you're going to throw a dagger at a moving target and not be able to get it back.
True.
And at one
Also,
point, you
I'm
had like 15 short bows, which you
That was
no longer
temporary.
carry. That was
Yes.
temporary. I like
Was
it. Anyways.
All right, let's do these runes.
Wait, so does Tam have the Spellguard shield already?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Oh,
If
who has
you
the steel
want-
shield?
If you want a shield, I just put Karen's old steel shield in the party sheet. I don't use it anymore. It's just
Walk?
Oh yeah, the walk. It's just extra. I mean, think about it.
I would
The memories.
take it. If no one else wants it, I would not mind having it.
Take it. Karen has very, very much moved away from the shield.
What?
I think I should have the striking scimitar to just to threaten people.
That would be scary.
That's-
Runes, yes. So Tam gets the +1 striking shovel, which is amazing.
And that's going to cost a little bit.
Yeah, I have all of the costs
How
written
much
down.
will that cost? Because I've got money to spend.
+1 is 3.5, and striking is 6.5, so that's 10 total.
Okay, I can cover that myself.
Okay.
Without dipping into the cool horse fund. Have any of y'all heard that Dave Chappelle joke where I'm not going to be able to do it justice, but basically he's talking about being on a tour in China and being at the Great Wall of China. He said the lady said that it's the only man-made structure you can see from space, and he goes, "I'm yet to confirm this myself. I'm still getting my space money together."
Space money.
I forgot about that.
Anytime my favorite thing about Glass Cannon is that they're all like in love with Dave Chappelle secretly, and everything they say.
Yes, I know, man. Every time they reference it, I'm like, yes.
I love him so much.
I only know one Dave Chappelle fact.
All right, I'm listening.
My one Dave Chappelle fact is that he lives like 15 miles from me.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Really?
he lives in Yellow Springs, Ohio. It's just
Yeah.
a highway.
Oh my god.
Which, by the way,
I'm like,
there's
Like,
a
there-
wonderful.
I actually know people who have just run into Dave Chappelle.
I need to see. He's like my idol in life.
Oh, I don't know where he lives, but I could like point you to a place where you could loiter in public for 12 to 16 hours and probably see him.
There's a wonderful My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman of him interviewing Dave Chappelle in Yellow Springs.
That's awesome.
It's wonderful.
My Dave Chappelle fact is for the longest time, and I wasn't really paying attention, like didn't know who he was, like years ago or decades
Did you
ago.
also think he was Eddie Murphy?
No, I did not. I did not have that problem.
I did.
I can identify black people as unique individuals.
Yeah.
No, I only ever saw.
That's some shade thrown on me. Shit. Yeah,
No,
no.
I only ever saw his name written, and I've seen it written all over the place, but I never heard it spoken. So I swore to God, because just like thinking about it, I thought it was Dave Chappelle. That's it. That's all I got.
I feel like he wouldn't mind being called Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Dave
Pretty
Hack.
solid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, 7 or 8 or whatever, whenever I started thinking about people, I don't know, I thought Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle were the same person for a while. That's it. There's nothing else to it. I figured it out eventually.
I went through a phase where I thought Roger Rabbit was real.
Alright, that's one up on me.
All right.
I got nothing to say to that one, brother.
What are you trying
When Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out, I was at just the right age that I didn't quite understand that make-believe was a thing yet. So when I saw, Bugs Bunny and Roger Rabbit and all these characters up on screen with people, I was like, oh yeah, sure, that makes sense. I didn't question it. Didn't question it at all. I was like, oh yeah, cartoons and people totally live together. That's yeah, of course. Duh. I see people on TV, I see cartoons on TV. Of course they live in the same universe.
Let's kill some cultists.
Agreed.
The remaining stuff in the party sheet plus can we afford a pack animal after this, even if it's just one?
Wait, are we buying a
Is a bag of holding a pack animal? Jeez.
Are we getting a bag of holding?
Oh yeah, I guess we could do that too.
It would be one or the other.
Let's do bag of holding. We
Okay.
can carry.
See, we're getting a pack animal, Karen.
Pack
Yeah.
animals are like kind of complicated because they can
Yeah.
carry large creatures can carry double, so large creatures can carry 20 bulk, but one bulk items count as light, and light counts as negligible, so they can end up carrying much more than a bag of holding. But I don't know the math. on
And we
that.
also have to keep track of a pack animal.
Yeah, that's a ton of math and a ton of feeding the animal and making sure that the Tyrannosaurus we're running from doesn't eat the pack animal. That bullshit. I think bag of holding is
Who
much less.
spoiled the
of a
T-Rex?
Yeah. So yeah, we're looking at 36 gold for all of the runes said and done, and that's not including Tam since he said he's getting his own, which is cool. So it's 36 for Tope and Felix's runes, which we can take straight out the party sheet. That'll leave us with 44. So we still need 31 gold for a bag of holding. I'm willing to drop 15, which is essentially half the price.
Tam can drop the other half.
All right, cool.
I could drop I'm gonna keep a little bit, so because it costs me money to
Here,
learn
how about
spells.
this? How about this? We'll need 31 gold. So Karen will do 15. Then Tam can do 15. Can you do one gnome?
I can do one. I'm gonna keep a little bit of gold. I only have 9 right now, and I want to be able to learn spells if we find a spell book in the jungle.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, keep that.
Okay. So yeah,
Dare you?
there we go. So I think we figured it out.
Gold if there's any that needs contributed.
I think we
Plus,
figured it out.
We've already spoiled the jungle spell book and Tyrannosaurus twist for Jim.
Did anybody need the +1 from the chain shirt?
I might want if no one else wants it, I might take light armor proficiency or
Sure.
just transfer it onto my shirt, like my explorer's clothing.
Can you do
Because my
that?
AC is. Explorer's clothing can take runes.
Oh,
My
I didn't
AC
know
is
that. That would be
rubbish
cool.
down.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, see, I'm trained in not wearing armor, so
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trained in unarmored as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
So
think
how much
my-
to transfer that one?
An armor rune is different, right, James?
What's up?
Armor
It's a
runes, they
fourth level
cost
rune.
different than weapon runes?
Yes,
It's a
they do.
4th or 5th level, I think.
Let's talk runes.
I don't think we'll need it. I think we just get out there and be
You
somebody.
sure? Okay. Then I
And
think
otherwise, we can sell that.
that's
It's
true. We
fucking-
can just sell it.
It's worth 160, and it's 10% of that.
Half.
Half.
This
So
is a Starfinder, dude.
There's 80 gold there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, good point.
Let's buy some motherfucking scrolls.
I think the
selling
scimitar would just be a normal scimitar that we're
See,
selling.
that is that
Right.
is straight up a ghoul horse, right there in that shirt.
That's some cool money right there.
That's cool money.
I give you 3 ghoul horses.
God damn it.
A gorse is a horse, of course, of course.
What is one?
Love got to do with it.
What's love got to do? What is one regular scimitar worth?
You tell me.
10 silver. So we get 5 silver for that.
Wait, did we
Fantastic.
transfer the runes off that onto the shovel?
We did.
We did. Yeah, I'm sorry. When you transfer the runes over, the item itself is destroyed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
Robbing us those 5 silver pieces.
that's fine. So yeah,
So,
sell the chain
James,
shirt.
can
and
you
use
sell the chain shirt for us?
that. Yeah, absolutely.
How do I? Is there a way to like put money into chat or like transfer money?
If you tell me how much you're taking out, you can just subtract it, and I will add it to the,
Okay.
to the
I'm
party sheet.
going down to 8 gold pieces and throwing that into the bag of holding fund.
Before you do that, we want to sell that chain shirt and put that towards it first.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
I can when I hit sell, it sells everything left in the party sheet.
Oh God.
Got it.
Yeah.
Put all that shit
So-
in the bag of holding.
I have everything I want. Okay, so
Well, we
the rest
need-
is up to y'all.
We need
Yeah, same.
the rations and the anti-paralysis and the pup tent and the water skins.
I already have a
Definitely.
4-person tent.
You put
I
it in a
think-
bag of holding. You'll be
Are
fine.
these like special elf tents?
I think they're just pup tents.
The pup tents are light bulk. I'm taking one of those motherfuckers.
Take it.
I can
Go
do a
for
light
it.
bulk.
And then there's 4 salve of anti-paralysis.
I feel like
I can take I'll take those for now.
Okay.
I forget. No, not even
I'll
the
take
old
one.
character. Tope is like 60 in elf and like human. Like
Yeah.
isn't Tope hella old?
Yeah, he's like he's in his 60s, elf wise.
Oh, like even for an elf, he's old?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Then
So
the healer's tools, I cannot use them. Is anyone proficient with healing or with medicine who does not have a healer's tool?
Yes, actually, Felix.
Yeah, take it.
I'd never realized I didn't have healing tools.
Yeah, take
you
it.
always mooched off someone else.
That's funny. And then someone should just take those rations. I already have one.
I took one set
Okay.
because I can carry it.
And
fine.
then I think someone random other than me and Tope should take that last salve of anti-paralysis, just in case Karen and Tope become paralyzed. I mean Tam and Karen. You know,
I'm
it's good to
voting
spread that
Tam.
kind of stuff out.
To take anything. I don't know.
Okay, so I need a letter from all of you to represent your group.
What do you mean?
G.
G. There you go.
Sigma.
G is for ghoul.
C for Charred Hill.
The letter E, because it's my favorite letter.
It's my favorite letter too.
But only the capital
That's
ones.
a weird fucking flex. I'm just gonna let you guys both know that you have a favorite letter is weird to me.
But specifically the capital E.
Mine is specifically the lowercase because it's the mathematical natural logarithm.
I think we should
Then
do
I propose
G-
that we should have the group monogram of a capital E followed by a lowercase e.
I think we should
Yeah.
do G is for group. But
G for group.
I rest my case.
One time I went to a Goodwill and I found a shirt that was monogrammed and it said MS on it, and I bought it because I thought it was funny. And anytime people ask me, "Hey, what does MS stand for?" I said, "My shirt."
really funny.
Multiple
Nice.
sclerosis.
That's what I kept thinking.
Same. It's like, damn, that's dark, dude.
Oh, I never even thought about
I already
that.
have a water skin, by the way.
I
So
also
we
have a
may
water
end up
skin.
with an extra one of those.
You know what? We're gonna go with P for party, so fuck all of you.
Okay.
P.
I like it.
And then
Party on with P.
You can destroy the scimitar. Or just get rid
Jim,
of it.
I was so inspired by the idea of this hex crawl that you and Eli have a lot of hex crawl to look forward to.
Okay.
And
Nice.
y'all's life. I don't know exactly how they work. I'm just
So
we'll find out.
we trashed the scimitar, so I'm gonna delete that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's a salve of anti-paralysis, a tent, and 4 water skins.
I think the anti-paralysis should go to someone not Karen or Tam.
I have 2.
I have
I
one.
have-
you.
I have one.
Who does
one
not
fucking
have
I'll
one?
just-
Another
I'll just take it.
Okay, cool. And
All right, so we're selling the pup tent and the water skins, you monsters.
No, we're taking the water skins. What are y'all talking about?
all right. Take some out. I already
I
have one.
Can Karen take them and put them in the bag of
Yeah,
holding?
sure.
So you got 1 Karen, there's 2. All right,
Because that bag of holding carries 25 bulk.
True.
and here we go. Sell items.
Boom.
Boom. And then how much came out of the party funds for the set for the How much do I need to subtract from the party funds for the runes?
The runes are 36 exactly. So we're at 132 and 4 silver.
Yeah. And the what I needed for mine, I already subtracted out of
perfect.
my
So
inventory.
there you go. You guys have 132 left in party gold.
Okay,
The
so
bag of holding is 75.
yep, bag of holding.
I mean, if you could double your money somehow, you could go for a bag of holding type 2.
What is that?
Only 50 bulk and 300 gold.
Oh jeez. No, I think we're good with the basic
Why
one for
wouldn't
now.
you just buy 2 bags of holding?
You totally can. If you guys could scare together 18 more gold, you could get 2 bags of holding.
That's true.
If we ever get into a jam, we just put them inside each other.
Are they watertight?
Yes.
You know, that's not a bad idea. How
It's
much
actually
would we need?
there's an item
75 minus
that's not
57,
in either of these,
18?
but it's
I would
not
put up.
magic.
I'd put up half of what we need. I'd put up 9 for a second bag of holding. I'd be fine with that.
I don't see a need for a second bag of holding.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean,
You guys can always go back to Ackerville.
That's true.
Jim,
Okay.
there's an item which is like there's an item which I'm giving to y'all next Wednesday, but it's like it doesn't give you more bulk. It's a 2 bulk backpack that carries 4 bulk, and the first 2 don't add, so it doesn't let you carry more. But it's like
Oh, nice.
waterproof.
Cool.
Is that a thing we could get? Like waterproof bags?
I'd imagine that. Yeah, you could do that hypothetically.
Okay, so
Gotcha. I don't want to worry about my spell book being destroyed.
yeah.
Oh, I assume that like the important things that most people have is probably wrapped in like a waterproofed skin or something.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Although, yeah, so if you want to, everyone, including the stuff they gave you, they would have given you enough supplies to waterproof like important personal items.
I just want to make sure those precautions are.
Sure. Okay, so are we able
much
to
is
get
that
a bag of holding in Ackerville?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay,
You got
fantastic.
yourself a bag,
Does
bags,
anyone
comma, hole.
does anyone specifically want to carry it? Because if not, I mean, I'm willing to carry it. But if someone specifically wants to, you're welcome to it.
I'd be happy to. How much is it? Yeah, I'm fine to.
It weighs 1 bulk.
Yeah, I can do that and put some of my stuff in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I need
Let
to
me.
unload an amount of stuff.
Gotcha. Because
I
I
got rid of a
can
couple
only
of
carry
things.
5 bulk.
I can carry 7.
Whew.
Yeah, I think one of us who can't carry a lot should take it, so that the people who can carry a lot can like kind of work normally.
Agreed.
And then
So yeah, the squishies can take turns with the bag of holding.
I'll have like the dad pack.
There you go.
All right, it's,
Yeah,
it's there.
yeah,
It
you got
is.
the
It's
fanny
in
pack.
your. It's in the party sheet.
There you go. Okay,
Cool.
take that. No.
Jim, is there a way to put stuff in that and like within this, or should I just increase my bulk limit?
Yes,
Oh,
when
shit.
you go, so when you put it into your inventory list, you see every item has a location next to it. It's the second column.
Mm,
If you start typing in that case sensitive, it will auto-complete to the say bag of holding, and then if you
That's
hit enter, it'll actually indent it and put it next to the bag of holding.
However, for the sake of carrying capacity, Rory, what I would do is increase your limit by an additional 25 because I don't think that it doesn't handle.
What you do is then you just set the items in the bag of holding to not carried,
Oh yeah, you set their status to not carry,
and
then
they
it takes the weight
don't.
away.
They
Is it
don't.
okay if I just do the bulk limit thing?
Actually, the not carried is pretty simple, Rory. It's that little icon to the right.
Okay, cool.
If you click on like carried to equipped to blank is not carried.
Okay. This is starting to make sense.
Cool. So while you guys are working on that, let's play a little Pathfinder.
Sorry.
No, this is very
we left
important.
stuff. Yep.
You guys still really hadn't done a ton of item upkeep since the last book. So you're looking at
That's
like
true.
a book 0.5 of keeping. So I went ahead and I did something. You know, I couldn't help myself. But I went ahead and I made this for you all. Does everyone see this map?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so it should be that there's only a few spaces revealed, right?
Yep, only 3.
Yep.
Or
So-
yeah, a couple.
So you'll see that up top there's a P marker.
Mhm.
That's for party.
No,
And then if you remember, you guys do have Renali with you.
We do.
because Tope spent a lot of time befriending her, she is going to come with you and help you in your journey.
Awesome.
So awesome.
And you know what? Just as a little context, that's what she looks like in her magically induced human form. What she actually looks like.
She should be herself around us.
Is. What this species actually looks like is this.
Oh shit! Never mind.
100%.
Never mind, you're not a beautiful individual butterfly.
James like sent me that when we were first introducing her, and he was like, "You know that she looks like this," and I was like, "Oh God, hello."
So let's talk a little bit about fucking exploring, fuckers.
So, when we decide to set out, I need. So we kind of know the rough direction of where we're trying to go, right?
So you know that generally whatever is going wrong is to the east. That she doesn't know what's up, and they know they can't go farther east. You know what? Let's pull this shit back up, because I frankly need the reminder too. Because I don't know, it's been one hell of a week, and my mind's half on election results.
Yeah.
So Nataya's got some fucking info for you. And what she says here is that, you know what, I'll throw this in here for reference in the future. You're trying to track down the cultists who invaded your lands, yeah? They've tormented us as well. If you can find them and defeat them, we will all prosper. I think I can give you a place to start. Shortly after we drove the cultists away from the Temple of Ketaphis, that's the hex beneath you guys revealed, we sent scouts to the east to track them as they fled. Yet these scouts swiftly came to a spot in the forest where they could not enter without being struck blind. They said it was as if the air had turned to embers and ashes, and they could not breathe or see, as if they were somehow caught in a terrible battle our people fought against the darkness thousands of years ago. When I studied the broken pillar the Cinder's Claws left behind in the temple after we drove them off, I could tell that it was meant to channel power against my people in particular. The darkness has a grudge against us, and I think the Cinder Claws are using the power of that grudge to keep the Akujay from striking back against them where it matters most, at the seat of their power. So what would you say if I asked you to investigate the jungle to the east? If I'm wrong and you end up blind, I promise to heal you free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
It's very polite.
Yeah,
That is
Tope
kind of
definitely wants to go to the temple first. Then,
Okay.
and try
Yeah,
to
so the
track
temp-
them east.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's that. The one other piece of information she offered as a, like, also, NBD, might come in handy, is that she marked on your map for you. Let's see. Let's see. What do you know about the Cinder Claws? Almost nothing. What? If we had known about them before the attack, we would have dealt with them before they became a problem. What do we know if they called them? We know they called them the Cinder Claws. They seem to be mostly made up of Boggarts and Charukas. Some of them seem to have taken draconic features into their flesh, but through what means I cannot say. There have always been cults like them out in their lands, but those cults are usually small and disorganized, easy to dispatch. I've never seen ones that spring up like out of nowhere like this. Certainly never one so large and organized. They have far more magical power than I would have expected. One thing that seems certain is the base of their operations lies somewhere to the southeast. I can sketch out the area we believe they've claimed for this region. Roughly corresponds with a portion of jungle my people cannot enter. And then she did let you know that they've sent mentioners to other Akujay's clan, but they fear... Man, I would have sworn she did mark something else up for you. Yeah. Alright, so maybe I actually need to unreveal something for you guys.
Oops.
Okay, I don't mind Felix going on autopilot, but I'm completely out of steam.
All right.
So feel free to continue exploring, and I'll catch up on the reading.
Cool.
What I'll say is this: like, if you can keep the steam going long enough for us just like to move anywhere on the map, or for us to set the scene a little bit, then we can kind of wrap up because it is.
I will do my best, but
That's all I'm asking for. I believe in you.
All right. So the only reason I was asking all this is because I have a spell that basically means we will never lose our way in the jungle. We will know exactly where we're going at all times,
Oh.
and terrain will not hinder us.
Oh.
To clarify, the terrain will not hinder you thing.
It does not. Here it is. Don't show the way. You and infected allies gain preternatural knowledge of the path ahead, allowing you to intuit the best way forward and avoid potential obstacles such as difficult or confusing terrain. For the purposes of long-distance overland travel, during exploration mode, traveling through difficult terrain reduces you only 3/4 of your travel speed instead of half. Traveling through greater difficult terrain reduces the travel speed only at half your travel speed instead of 1/3. Show the way does not prevent you from falling into traps or encountering other artificial obstacles or hazards.
That's fucking huge.
That is huge.
So it allows us basically to move faster.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Okay, so I revealed a couple other things for you that I.
Yeah, you did.
It's a river. What's that statue thing over there?
What statue thing?
What is that?
Oh, gotcha. Never mind. Cool.
You mean that cool waterfall?
Yeah, that's a waterfall.
Sick waterfall.
All right, so she marks a couple things on the map for you. There's the temple. There's the Catafist temple that you all started at initially, down to the south, and then much farther south, she says that there is a settlement of humans down there. They're called they're known as the Elephant People. And she warns you that it's a small settlement, but they're very quick to anger, similar to the elephants they idealize. If you can approach non-threateningly, the people may be able to tell you more information if they have it. She warns you that there's a lot of dangers, but the Akuje, they don't know many about the specific ones because they frankly just don't travel through that area much. She knows there's some rivers in some of that area. She sort of marks the general location of the river on the map, but doesn't really know anything else. So here's the quick shit you guys need to know real quick. If the party does nothing but travel, or uses exploration activities that place no limit on the travel speed, you can move 2 hexes a day. If you choose to utilize exploration tactics that limit your speed, like avoiding notice, defending, or investigating, you can move through 1 hex a day. And this is, Nate, where that would change a little bit if you're rocking that spell. At night, there is camping in the jungle to deal with. You'll need to camp in order to rest and recover. It is a downtime activity called Camping the Mwangi Jungle. It is exploration and secret, so these checks you don't know. Setting up Camp the Mwangi takes about an hour. It requires a DC 22 survival check to determine the quality of the campsite. If you utilize the Akuje mosquito netting, you get a +2 bonus on the survival check. Other precautions can get different bonuses, but they're not cumulative. Certain magical items could potentially help as well. And then your success rating will affect how well you can. So, like, if you succeed, you can rest and make daily preparations without difficulty. If you critically succeed, you can allow them to do daily preparations upon waking without difficulty, but it's also camouflage and protected. So, less of a chance of a random encounter or things like that. If you fail, and once again, you won't know how good your success is. If you fail, it won't prevent insects, raid, or other jungle elements. And you can make their preparations, but you might be exposed to things. And if you critically fail, there's some other things that might expose you to as well.
Like a T-Rex.
No comment.
That'd be horrible.
And so kind of that's what's up. So here's what I'll do so that I can prep for next time. And so because it is genuinely getting late. We spent a lot of time getting stuff ironed out, which we really needed to. The one thing I'll also share with you is the way Renali works. Because you guys benefited her, you can use Renali in one of 4 ways. She can gather supplies, automatically scavenge enough fruit and fresh water to feed and hydrate the PCs for a day. She can construct a shelter. She can use her skill at weaving to craft excellent shelters for the PC. If she uses this action, she will do a crafting check to determine the effectiveness of her woven shelter. When using this, so she can use craft to build your guys' rest. She can also scout. She can independently explore a hex adjacent to the PCs and then report back in the evening to let them know there's a site of interest. And then there's the encounter support. She doesn't enjoy combat, but you can sort of pressure her into joining you and your party in case combat comes up.
So actually really like the idea of her scouting out adjacent hexes for
Mhm.
us.
So that was kind of what I wanted to do. So if you guys let me know what hex direction you want to move in and at what speed and where you're going to send her at, that's where we'll stop for tonight. And then I can, because you guys are clearly in a sandbox, I will prepare the shit out of what's around you.
I would.
Didn't
I
Tuesday
like
say he
the
wanted to go
scouting
south?
idea. I think we should go slowly and like. I don't know. Like if there's an option to investigate, I think we should be investigating.
So one of the things you can all do, Ike, you do this pretty well, is draw. If you guys right-click, you can go into drawing, and you can do enter drawing mode, and then you can draw on the map and shit. So if you guys want to draw, can you guys see where that red goes, or does it end when your visibility ends?
It goes
No, we can see
into the
Okay.
back, yeah.
So if you guys want to draw for me, draw for me where you want your groups to go.
Didn't Tope
Where do you want the main group to go, and then let me know where you put Renali along that.
Didn't Tope
So-
say he wants to go south?
Yeah, I'd like to go to the temple. One, because it's Cetaphis, which is his god, so he would want to, go back and visit it before we set
Have you
out.
already been there? Is that the portal?
It is the
Yeah.
portal, yeah.
But two, I think he can sort of track the Cinderclaw she was talking about from there. 'Cause she said that's where they tracked them from initially.
Mm-hmm.
So if Nate's for the sake of shits and giggles, let's say you guys will make it there, and we'll start next adventure moving from there. But which direction are you going to want to go, and at what speed?
Probably to the east, I would guess.
Yeah, that was the
Okay.
direction he said.
They're hexes, so east north or east south.
What do you guys think?
East north.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
And where do you want
Slowly.
Renali to scout?
Maybe east south.
Or one more square east, or one more square north. I don't really care what direction. I don't want to go. I don't see a point. Like if we're in trouble out there and need to get back fast, like I get that, but like at this point I don't see any reason not going slow enough to like track and look for stuff.
Yeah,
Right, that
yeah.
distinction was made.
So I can make this even more complicated too.
Perfect.
My ancestry feat is Ageless Patience, which means I can do a downtime or exploration activity. I get a circumstance bonus to the check for doing it basically twice as much time.
So what I would say is, if Nate gets his spell off and you use that, they will counter each other out. So you can move
Right.
at a normal pace and
With the
keep
bonus.
with
And
the
I would
bonus.
get a
That's awesome.
+2 circumstance bonus to every check.
And that's effectively quarter the speed of normal movement, right? That like, so seeking is half the speed, or like
Yeah.
investigating is half. So that puts you at the same speed as me detecting magic constantly. Because detecting magic is like half as fast as normal seeking. So then I could do that, and we would all stick together.
Mhm.
Cool. So
And
it
I
sounds like
cannot-
you guys are going
I
to explore
cannot
east.
critically fail while
And
doing
then-
either.
Where
That's
do you
awesome.
guys want Renali
That's
to do or scout?
Probably also east, but in a different direction. Maybe north of us.
Sure.
Someone draw it on the map where you want her.
I did.
Ah, perfect. All right, so then here's the deal, folks. We're going to take a break here. This is our night. When we come back, we can dive into this shit. The big thing to keep in mind is exploration modes are going to be super important. So because she isn't scavenging and because Tope's tracking, that means that scavenging is going to fall onto someone else.
I can do that.
I also think that Ike
Oh, wait,
picked that
no.
feed up as well.
I didn't pick a feed up. That's right.
Oh,
So-
forager.
I
Exactly.
can probably aid Felix in that.
So you'll be following that. So keep that in mind. That as we go forward on this, that's sort of the dealioski. Is that if you guys are think about what you'll be doing throughout the day, because it isn't going to be like from room to room like it is in a dungeon. Until we get into fights, you're going to be picking what your exploration mode is for that day. One final thing before we kick tonight's bucket. Ike, when you leveled up, because Rogue did a ton of random bullshit, did you also get your skill increase at 6th level?
Yep, up thievery to expert.
Holy shit! All right. So yeah, all right, folks, that's it. We are now in a hex crawl. I know that was a lot to get started, so I appreciate it. It was a very low narrative night and a very low combat night, and entirely fucking bookkeeping.
Yeah, has to be
It
done.
needed to happen.
sometime.
Yeah. So everyone, go ahead and peace out. What I will do though is because of that, I do plan to do a bit of a narrative recap at the start of the last session because I really want to bring us immersively back into the game when we do that.
Also, I'm going to piggyback on that, James. Like, before we, like, as we're leaving the city, I need to have a conversation with Tam.
Yeah. So we will open up basically as the depart happens next time.
Cool. That's basically right where I need to have my talk with Tam.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let me double check that I have fully updated.
Side.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Oh, well, I'm really also glad about this because apparently I never updated the calendar from last session anyway. So, all right. Thank you all so much. I'm going to do some calendar writing tonight. I'm going to... oh, shit. Trump's lead in Georgia is down to 31,000 votes. Come on, Georgia. I will eat grits
Yeah.
for you.
Seriously.
Georgia flips blue. Like, what the fuck?
I will say it probably will.
If Georgia flips blue, we are all going to eat grits.
Yeah.
I love
Probably will. Pennsylvania will probably go Biden. Yeah.
I've already
So
made
we'll probably
my
win with
promise.
300 plus.
Nate,
My
check the
promise
message I just sent you.
as
Yeah.
both an Ohioan and as a Vikings fan was if fucking Detroit flipped Michigan and Biden wins because of that, I'm not only not talking shit about the state of Michigan for a year, I'm buying a Stafford jersey. Catch me in Detroit Lions blue, boys.
How about that?
How about that? Good night.
All right, good night, folks. Anyone who wants to hang on in voice is welcome to while I do some typing shit, because I know a couple of people have just appreciate company right now. But no pressure. We're wrapped up. And in 2 weeks, we'll pick up. And I got to say, guys, I was reading through and prepping some of the encounters because I wasn't sure how long it'd take to level up an equipment. I forgot about the level up. I was like, we got equipment. I was like, oh, right, fuck. We got a ton of equipment still.
Yeah, we really need to do that.
It needed to happen, yeah.
It'll matter because like this is one of those things where because it's a sandbox, there is a chance that you breach into chapter 3 before you finish all of chapter 2. Because like you straight up can't hit chapter 4 until you've completed all of chapter 2, but you can run into chapter 3 before you finish 2. And so, like, there's going to be some potentiality for some fucky fights, and I am so excited for some of these combats and encounters.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I have no idea what's
Go
coming. I'm
very
very stoked.
slowly and not miss anything because I have like the worst like missing like completionist.
FOMO.
Yeah.
We are going to do a zigzag pattern. We are doing a lost bather's drill on this fucking section of the jungle.
James will be like, you see a cow over in the distance. And Toby's like, I must go and kill the cow for the XP.
I need the XP, all of it.
This is the max mentality we need at this moment.
Ugh.
Look at me.
Jim has been threatening
It's
how
for the
many
XP.
combats are for like a month now.
Well, because like you guys are just like that's one of the things I've appreciated is like you any of you who played Pathfinder First Edition, noticing like man, your 6th-level character is fucking bop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like what I'll say is like I'm looking at some of these things where I'm like, all right, what do we? I'm like, holy shit, I've got a base plus 22 attack.
Huh? That would literally
Monsters?
crit no more than 50% of the time. And I don't know if that'll even miss him on a 1.
Now, like a little glimpse behind the curtains because this won't give away too much, but I will say it makes it interesting. Is like the majority of the encounters for those of you who've GM'd and had to build encounters in either partially Starfinder but definitely Pathfinder 2, almost every single encounter during this hex crawl is a severe difficulty encounter.
Ugh.
And-
Hell yeah.
Not super fun to write encounters that are lower than severe until very high levels.
Well, like here's how I think about it because like I appreciate it. Like all of you who made it through, especially the first book, will notice that there was plenty of encounters where you're like, yeah, that wasn't that hard. But what you notice is that like after several of those encounters, you're like, all right, but I'm hurting a little, and I maybe had to burn one of my spell slots. So like I know a lot of the thought process on dungeon design for Pathfinder 2nd Edition is that you will mix up the different levels of encounters to sort of burn through some level of resources, so that part of the game's decision is like at what speed and rate do you burn through the resources you have. But they just straight up like tell the GM like, hey, by the by, basically every encounter in Chapter 2 is a severe level encounter, because narratively it's not going to make any sense. Because like narratively, just for the amount of time it takes to travel, because even if you decide to say fuck everything, I'm not looking for stuff and I'm just marching at full speed, because the jungle slows you down, you move it 2 hexes a day. So like you're just not going to most likely run into more than 1 or 2 encounters in an adventuring day. So they're like, look, we made every single one severe because we don't expect that people will do more than one, realistically more than 1 encounter per rest.
Yeah.
So that's why like a lot of these fights are going to be hard. Now, like once you get into Chapter 3 or 4, that's going to be different a little bit. You're going to have those fights where you're like, we've got to get through this, and maybe it won't be hard, but a bad couple of rolls could put us in a bad position. We've got to be careful with how we spend resources, because the thing I love about Pathfinder is all you know is that some encounters are going to be harder than others, and often when you start the encounter, you have no idea which of the types of encounters you're going to start. So how do you burn your resources tactically? On top of that, I will say that I have read in the forums that Chapter 4, like the ultimate chapter Chapter 4 in this AP, the final chapter, is a potential TPKer.
Yeah, it's the party killer, I've heard. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard people say it's a party killer. They're
just some brutal encounters, and a part of this goes back to once again, those of you who have run Pathfinder or played Pathfinder, or Eli, I will encourage you to think back to Fall of Plaguestone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of this, and I think part of it is that like this was the first AP release, so this is the first book too that many people ever played, and so I think part of the reason it was such a party killer wasn't that it's intrinsically difficult. It is a very difficult fucking adventure. Reading through it, I was like, oh shit, and based on the role-playing choices that some of you have essentially typecast yourselves into, I think it's potentially going to make it even harder.
Awesome.
Which I love, because like there's always it's Pathfinder, so like if you guys are in a position where you make the decision to make it something more difficult, there are going to be like, it's going to be difficult, but like there's cause and effect for everything, and I appreciate the shit out of that. But the other thing I'll say is, and I know like Eli, you saw this in Fall of Plaguestone, and I'm sure Rory, you've noticed is jamming it, and Trent, because you play this like a fucking board game, I'm sure you've seen it too. And just Nate, I think similar thing of going from first to second edition, looking at it like a tactical game. What you've noticed is that like there's a lot of fights that if you just march forward and swing, will get your ass kicked.
Oh hell yeah! Almost every fight is like that.
And I mean, like some are more that way than others. Like I think back to like the fucking fiend you all fought near the end of the last book.
The which one?
Was this the one you were telling me about, Jim? Because I was.
Yeah. It was right before Rory joined us, when Tam got off the clutch dispel magic.
I remember him doing that, but what did he do?
The giant fiend creature you guys were fighting.
Oh,
in
it was
the
like
weird
big and
throne
winged,
room.
That's right. And didn't he dispel its enlarge or something?
His invisibility
That
would
was
have gotten off attacks.
Oh yeah, I've dispel magic prepared at like 3 different levels at this point.
James,
no one can't do any damage. Just is trying to counteract any terrifying shit anyone else can do.
What's up, Nate?
Yeah, there's one thing, and I just reading through now that I have all of the different like advanced player guides and all that stuff. I found a 2nd level spell that I think Tam would want to permanently enchant onto his lantern as a once per day effect.
Okay.
I'm not sure what costs and stuff that would
It's the stuff.
entail.
Or if you don't want to make it public, just Discord me.
No, it's fine. Reaper's Lantern.
What's that?
Holy shit.
That sounds,
I don't know what that is, but I love that.
It's a 5-foot emanation, and the base spell creates an insubstantial lantern, but you have to have a hand free to hold it aloft like you would a regular lantern. And any living creature that enters the space halves the effectiveness of any healing spells or effects.
Oh shit.
Any undead entering the space automatically there's a fortitude saving throw associated with this, but any undead that enter the space immediately gain enfeebled 1.
That's cool.
That'd be awesome.
And I just felt this like, for games I have in partaking, like telling you what my goal is for Tam, that feels very thematically appropriate.
Yeah.
I'll look into higher levels. Like it's a 2nd level spell and its duration's only a minute.
Right.
So like
It's like
That's
the
what we-
slowing up would function as normal as it'd just be a once per day effect.
Ah, got it.
how
Like, how do you
long
build it into how do you build it in so that like the lantern can cast it once per day?
Essentially, yes, and then that counts as the lantern. It doesn't like the color. I would just say is like thematically, like instead of burning like the warm, like a warm, orange glow that the lantern normally does, it glows. It like shifts to a pale blue light.
So the first thing that comes to mind is I think wands can go up to like second or third level. The way wands work in second edition is that you can use them once a day. You prepare them as a part of your rest,
Right.
and then if you want to, after that one use per day, you can like flex. You can push it to try to get more out of it, but there's a chance that it breaks permanently.
The break isn't. It's not destroyed. It's broken, so you can't use it until it's fixed.
Oh, okay.
If you try to do it after it's broken, it is completely destroyed, even if it didn't break the first time. But yeah, wand's like a second level spell. Wand is a 5th level item. So
Yeah, and so that's actually that'll handle because that is straight up in my mind. That would be mechanically a wand. So if you just want to basically like take and enchant a part of the structure of your lantern as a wand,
Okay.
I would allow that. I don't think that's too crazy in this case. So
Would I have time? Would I have had time to do that during our downtime?
yeah, because there was actually a whole part of the adventure where you were busy with like life stuff. So Tam was specifically just chilling the fuck out.
Okay.
Now the thing is, the question is going to be about cost on that.
Right.
But because you guys were there for a while, I'm looking up.
I mean,
Here we go. Crafting a wand. For the most part, the process to craft a wand is like to craft any other magic item. When you begin the crafting process, you choose a spell to put in the wand. You have to either cast that spell during the process or someone else must do it. The spell doesn't have its normal effects, and so the magic is kept in the wand. Let me pull it up because that's the one. Because like it's 160 gold for a second level wand. But crafting it for successive days based on your expertise level can reduce that cost.
maximum, I think.
So it may not be something you have now immediately, but it can definitely be something you're working towards.
okay.
Let me look up page 597. And keep in mind that like that's a lot of money, but as you guys have seen, like you're picking up a lot of gear, and like you start looking like, man, if we sell this magic item, it sells for quite a bit.
Yeah, really.
Right.
So especially if you find stuff that you're willing, like that you say like, yep, Tam wants that, and then Tam sells it for pieces to work on this project, and you'll get there without a ton of extra time.
Mm-hmm.
So crafting, it's under. Okay, now I gotta get crafting magic items.
You have to have a special feat to craft magic items.
Yes.
You have to be an expert in crafting and take a second level skill feat.
I almost took it, but
Yeah.
it's
I
not.
might take it. Gnome would want to start making like either crafting or buying like the channel protection and like brooch of shielding, like the anti magic missile and anti harm items. So those are like cool things to have.
So to that end, Nate, it either that's something that you can commission at full price when you've got 160 gold worth of stuff to sell. The other part would be that potentially at doing it cheaper, depending on what Gnome and Tam's relationship grows like. Gonna be honest, I'm interested to see where that one goes.
Me too.
Then there's a potentiality that if someone else has the prerequisite skill proficiency and feat, that you could assist them, and you could be the one who casts that spell into it as they craft to make this together.
Okay.
Yeah, if someone needs to cast a spell, the person crafting does not need to be that person, I don't think.
It explicitly says that is the case. You can even have a scroll of that cast that you can just consume the crafting of it.
That's cool.
Yeah, they tried to make it. They tried to make it a lot less restrictive and difficult to get into to craft stuff.
All right. Tam now needs money. He knows what he wants to do with it.
I think that's kind of cool. Like narratively for me, I love the idea and concept that like Tam is working to build like what would become maybe over time minor artifacts. Like you're looking to basically build like vestments of your worship, and I think that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Gnome might help out financially.
Yeah, I have a little money I could give towards that.
Um,
This is a thing I kind of want Tam to do.
That's fair.
So I appreciate the help, but it's not really going to have a huge benefit to the party. It's more of a how I see myself, or it's more of how I'm building the character and the goals he's working towards as a character.
Hey, that's cool. I get that.
Is Burning Hands and or Produce Flame on your spell list?
Both of those things are on my spell list.
oh, because of your fucking domains, huh?
Yep.
Nice.
I have a staff. Do you have a staff you use, or like a wand?
I have my shovel.
Would you like a staff of fire to like borrow?
No, I specifically don't.
Alright. Cool.
Actually, no, I do not have burning hands.
I don't think you've taken a couple domains. I think one of the domains you can take has that, but I don't think you took that one yet. Because you went death and vigil domains, right?
Yes.
And I think fire. Oh no, that's Sarenrae. So you've got a lot of weird options.
I get some other really cool options, but no.
Well, like your fucking focus spells start to get crazy later too when you hear that shit up.
Focus.
Oh, you mean like my ability to pick up any object or what was it? Any tool or weapon, and immediately know how to use it effectively.
What?
I mean, there is that. I'm going to be honest. I was also including the fact that at higher levels, you get the one to just like Ghost Rider someone and make all of the pain and death they've committed in their life come and manifest to attack them.
Ugh.
Yeah, the third level spell that I took this time around was called Agonizing Despair.
Nice.
Well, no,
That sounds
remember, because like, isn't there like one crazy fucking one you have that's from your Vigil domain? Like, if you upgrade Vigil domain with that like class feat,
Mhm.
it just gets so stinking cool. Oh.
I don't even know where to find those on the books here, but
It's that domain ability is in the Pathfinder's Lost Omens Gods of Magic. And
remember the loss.
domains.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Gnome would definitely have a lot of respect for Tim, like as a holy dude. He's like trying to get into that for the first time.
I'm eager to see that play out. I'm really interested to see on YouTube because like that's YouTube been to the more minimal interactive because Rory came in right around the few sessions where Nate had life come in.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm so stoked for this hex crawl stuff because like I loved this whole last chapter. It was super cool for me to see how everyone's character because now that most people had played their character for like a year, had a better feel for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was eager to see how, like, hey, you've played this character for a year, and then role-playing for a whole chapter just really, I felt like, brought that out.
It really did. I thought it was cool that Karen and Tope had their moment during the feast. That was cool.
Yeah, that was really... I loved that. Where is it? Remember the loss. I just wanted to pull up. Remember I looked at that, I was like, holy shit, Nate.
Yeah,
It was a kind of cool time for me to come into. I think, like, usually when someone joins, then it's like, okay, now you're willing to fight to the death. Halfway through this dungeon, like, go. But it's a little bit of.
You call upon the lost and forgotten, assailing your foes' minds with the memories of those who have died with a grievance towards them. Enemies in the area take 66 mental damage, will save, and are frightened one on a critical failure. If you know the name of anyone murdered or grievously wronged by an enemy in the area, you can chant those victims' names when you cast the spell to improve the clarity of the visions, increasing the damage to the corresponding enemy from 66 to 6d10.
Good lord.
You can do so for multiple enemies if you know the victims of each enemy. The visions are personal to each foe in the area, and you can't use the spell to discern a murder by guessing a name. A creature that truly knows no one who died with any sort of grievance to that creature is immune It's a 30-foot emanation, by the way.
That's
So
ridiculous.
if you're like the Buddha and you've never seen someone die, or like if you don't care about anyone, how's that work?
No, it's not if you haven't seen anyone die. It's if no one who's died has a grievance against you.
Oh,
So if you've lived your life as a genuinely or as a decent person, like no true grievous or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but if you murdered someone,
never mind. That's
it's
me.
going to affect you. And if I know specifically who you murdered, it's going to hurt more.
Oh, gotcha. What were you saying,
That's
Tim?
super cool. Is Gnome realizing that he's potentially at risk?
I mean, I don't think he would know about that, but if he did, he might be worried.
Yeah. There's also the whole. I still love the fact that the spell Crisis of Faith.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my.
I target a thing and it's like, your god has abandoned you. Oh my god, they have.
Oh, it's so fucking cool. Yeah.
Clerics
So-
are fucking awesome.
Clerics are
Also
ridiculous.
dope names. All mine are just like make a fire thing, or it's a force field.
Yeah. I will say though that it's as cool as these spells sound, they're also incredibly situational.
Also true.
They have a very limited application of use, and I just have to be clever about it.
Yeah, but those uses are so good when they come up. I'm excited that Karen is finally going to get a choice of something other than bludgeoning. That'll be nice.
I don't know. I'm excited to see some of the fucking abjuration shit come into play.
Yeah.
Abjuration. Oh, me.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you've got some cool stuff coming up.
You should, yeah.
Listen, we're not fighting anything important until 7th level, because 7th level is the most amazing break in Gnome's career of all time. It is phenomenal. Abjuration is pretty much garbage up to this point. That safe passage thing was alright, and the spell magic is essential, but other than that, pretty much whatever.
What do you get at 7th level? It's abjuration.
4th level, okay, I get Stone Skin, Globe of Invulnerability, Resilient Sphere, Dimension Anchor. There's 6 other ones, but they're all, it's there's 10 4th level, every good abjuration is at 4th level.
Holy shit!
And at 8th level, the next 3 levels up, Gnome will become exponentially more powerful each one. Or not powerful, but it pays off that he's not getting bonus fireballs per day eventually.
Stone Skin. The target's skin hardens like stone. It gains resistance 5 to all physical damage except adamantine.
That's
Every
delicious.
time the target is hit by a bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, the duration decreases by 1 minute. The base duration is 20 minutes.
Jim, look at Resilient Sphere
I don't wanna.
and Globe of Invulnerability. Actually, yeah, it's ridiculous. Dimension Anchor, but it's awesome.
Resilient Sphere. You create an immobile sphere of force to either trap or protect the target, blocking
It's a
anything that
force
pass
field.
through it. AC 5, hardness 10, 40 hit points, immune to critical hits and precision damage. Disintegrate will destroy it immediately. If the target is unwilling, the effects depend on the save.
So I can use that to trap one enemy up to a large creature, or I could shield a bunch of us in a large force field, which is pretty cool. If we're all fucked, I could run over by Tam and lock Tam and me and whoever else is hurt, and he could just heal us for 3 rounds while they break through the force field.
Yeah.
And then we're back in the game,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Holy shit. Globe of Invulnerability essentially it allows the globe to count as a dispel magic equal to 1 level lower than its actual spell level against every spell that comes in.
it is amazing. I'm so excited.
Yeah. I just can't
It's a
wait
10-foot
until
burst.
the next time we get into combat. Because honestly, the biggest thing that's gonna happen to Karen is gonna happen the next time we get into combat. Thematically, the biggest thing that's gonna happen is about to happen.
I mean, let's also not forget that Karen went to a mastery level in clubs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
flails.
you mind if I share a little something with the group here?
Which part?
Your attack bonuses.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Let him know.
Plus 17, plus 12, plus 7.
Yeah.
And before whatever may or may not happen to Karen down the road, that's 2d10 plus 4 damage.
Mm-hmm. And that's
Plus you're rocking your club ability, which is what, like bonuses? What's your club ability?
Because I gained mastery proficiency with flails only.
Critical specialization.
Yeah, I unlocked critical specialization effects. So anytime Karen crits, she will knock them prone every single time.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you've also got sweep, which is your +1 bonus against different targets.
Yep, different targets back to back. And then my weapon also has the trip ability. Yep, and
and disarm.
And disarm, yes.
Flails are kind of boss.
They're kind of boss. There's a reason I dropped the shield and spear.
What? I adored that you were all set up, and then you're like, this flail thing's kind of cool.
Yeah, I leaned into it hard. There weren't any good magic items for the way I was building myself when we got all of these items. You know,
the one nice thing is, like, because of the runes, you can always transfer them over to whatever you want.
Yeah, but nothing felt quite right.
Yeah, I mean, there's always so much of a D&D character, or a Pathfinder character especially, is about, like, what you're going to find.
Mm-hmm.
Although sometimes things come together in hilarious ways. Like, I still can't get over the... Like, just for shits and giggles, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... the 9 different attack options that Felix has on his character sheet.
Good lord.
Now, to be fair, a couple of these are weird ones. Like, he has his ancestral ability to do a tattoo, his Tanglefoot cast.
Mm-hmm.
Tanglefoot is really strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. And actually, I think we need to double check on that. I think it's higher than he has it for.
Oh, speaking of Felix, did we do the runes for him?
Yeah.
His stuff's all good to go?
Yeah, so to that end, here's what the fuck Felix is rocking.
Guys, I'm going to bounce out so I can continue being fucking anxious about the election.
All right, later, Trent. I'm trying desperately
538?
in every way I can to avoid the election.
That's
why I'm clinging desperately to this Discord call.
We just Trent, real quick, and sorry, Eli, I'm trying to shatter too hard. We haven't gotten the latest. We're still waiting on the Arizona drop, aren't we?
Yeah, there's supposed to be news any time, and then Nevada tomorrow morning probably.
Yeah, and then I know North Carolina. We're not going to see that final bit until probably next week.
Yeah.
Wasn't Georgia supposed to? What were we waiting on Georgia? I thought Georgia was supposed to clear up tonight.
They're attempting to. There's supposed to be news coming probably within a few hours, I'm sure.
And then PA, we're still here mostly this weekend. Holy shit, that is closing. God damn.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Later, Trent.
Peace.
I will teach you how to make grits over winter break.
Yes. Because look, when Georgia flips blue, I've already pledged that I will make and eat grits honoring Georgia's blue flip.
I will do it too.
See, his grits are amazing, so...
Grits are amazing.
I kind of forgot about this one thing, but it made me really happy. I was making that joke to my sister on the phone today, and I forgot that because my sister was military, she filed a military provisional ballot for Georgia. So she was one of the blue voters in Georgia.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
I was like, yes! God damn it, Abby! If you and your husband are part of the reason that we fucking flipped Georgia blue. What were we talking about? Something nerdy.
We're talking about Felix's.
Oh, yeah. Listen to this bullshit. His fucking opening salvo is a +1 striking long spear.
Nice.
So
long spears are really good.
And so, this is crazy because, he just has some really high stats. Actually, how the fuck is he pulling this off?
Can you retrain stats?
No. Maybe? Fuck. Let me see.
I'm not, I don't need to, I don't think.
No, it's a good question. And I like knowing these answers because...
I might switch I don't know. I think I would have put Dex into Strength, but, it doesn't matter either way.
Well, here's the thing. We technically have not touched combat since you have done that. So I'm kind of okay with that because, hands not entirely off the... So, no, it's usually feats, skills, and class features. I will allow that tweak, Rory, because your character was new, and we also haven't touched combat since you did that change. And those two changes wouldn't have affected literally any of the checks you made since you've leveled up. Yeah, here we go. So, this fucking ridiculous +1 striking long spear. Not quite Karen 17, but
Yeah.
rogue to get up to expert in some weapons. So he's rocking a +15 to hit on his start. And as he said, with his rogue ability, everything's going to be flat-footed
Yep.
if it's adjacent to an ally. So he'll be effectively getting that +6. So he'll be striking at the same to hit value as Karen.
That's right.
Except, let's keep something else in mind. With his active level, his sneak attack is 2d6. So on a successful sneak attack, his long spear is 2d8 +4 +2d6.
Good lord.
So that's his opening salvo. And then if he has a backup weapon that is his fucking Cinder Claw Gauntlet, which is also rocking a +15 to hit. But here's the fun thing: because it's an agile weapon, his secondary attacks are +11 and +7.
Which is awesome.
It does 2d4 +4 piercing damage, and on a crit causes frightened without a check.
Ridiculous.
Terrifying.
But wait, there's more.
Wait, who ended up getting the See in the Dark magic item?
I think Felix has that shit
Yeah, the
too.
dragon thing.
I
Yeah, we
definitely-
get Felix.
I very much want to have that. The auto fear, darkness, wand of hopeless night. I think it's so badass.
Have you drop that and then have Felix go in, dark vision, sneak attacking every motherfucker in sight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I can
it'd be
still
awesome
target. Light doesn't pass in or out, but I have dark vision, so I can still target from like 150 feet away.
And like, keep in mind, there's still the potential mischance, but the same thing can happen from that horn of fog.
Yep.
The difference is that with Tope's ability, Tope can shoot into the horn of fog and fucking ignore concealment. If he spends 2 actions in 1 shot, he gets a bonus to hit and ignores the concealment.
And I mean, that works for me because I have like lightning bolt and flaming sphere and hideous laugh. Like I have
Yeah.
tons and tons of options that
Mhm.
don't require attacks. I also have magic missile, which doesn't
Auto hit. Yep.
do concealment.
So, sorry, yeah, all of this to say that keep in mind, that means that if Felix decides that for his last attack, he just wants to drop a hand free and punch like he normally does, it will be with a +1 magical striking weapon that causes fear.
Yes.
Now, once again, there's more. He also has a +1 returning light low-grade silver hammer.
Which is
Is that the one
amazing.
that I saved?
Yeah, that's the one
It
you
is.
saved.
I almost died for that hammer.
You
so-
did.
Yeah.
That's why I've been
Fucking
pushing
love
so
it.
hard for it to get enchanted, because you almost died for that thing.
Where it gets really funny, it's his worst to hit because he's only trained in it, not expert, because it's not a rogue weapon.
Oh my god. I thought that was like the main thing. I thought like that was just like Thor's hammer. And, like no was like no like I almost died to save that.
That's the thing.
Goddamn
It kind
hammer.
of is, but it's still like his
Can't
worst
sneak
weapon.
check with it.
Yeah,
Oh my.
but it
god.
kind of is his thing.
And
Actually,
then on top of that,
Felix's
he also
thing is
still
just
has
having all the weapons.
Wait,
That's
isn't he a
Felix's
bruiser rogue? Oh, is that a martial weapon?
It is a martial weapon, yeah. And he's not a dwarf. Although, yeah, anyway.
It wouldn't dwarves.
Yeah, because it counts for proficiency, but
Not
not
for-
for effects.
Yeah.
Remember that brutal rogue barbarian we invented forever ago, James?
Yeah, Roy and I looked through that. It actually doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work? Oh, that's
'Cause
unfortunate.
the dwarven weapon proficiency
'Cause that
counts
was-
those weapons as a different degree of simpler for their proficiency, but not for effects that require it to be that.
It does for effects. It would make that a martial weapon
That's
instead
right.
of a superior or advanced or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Regardless,
I've
it
got-
doesn't quite get
There's
there.
a way. I mean, you can, if Duncan wants to be able to do that in the game, he can do that.
Honestly, I love Duncan being a short sword fighter. A part of Duncan is low key inspired for me by Dalgrith Deathbringer.
Oh yeah,
that?
for sure. I was wondering, like, because there's a bruiser rogue in the other group, and he only uses a long spear
Mhm.
because the reach is incredible.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking about Duncan using that, but like, like your grab mechanic is so strong that like the reach isn't.
I'm
Yeah.
so here for Duncan being a grapple rogue because I'm not really going to put much into athletics or focus much in that for Enuma. So it's
Your group
real
has
good
such
for
a
Duncan
weird
to have that.
synergy.
Hmm?
Your group has very weird synergy.
We have weird synergy, but it's working.
Like
it's
it's
really
working
working.
so far. I've just so y'all, because y'all are like kind of the people who are most pushing the group. Just y'all are like most used to it.
I've been playing D&D
like, from
since
here
like
on out-
1992, so
Yeah, exactly. Like from this point on, like y'all obviously, there's a couple things like active like plots I guess happening, but I pretty much the way I run this game is I've got like events that are taking place that y'all like know about, and then there's like a map I have, and I am running events all over the map, like keeping track what time y'all do. So, like, y'all like I'm not. There's not one thing y'all need to do. Big plot things will happen. They'll just happen in different places and different ways depending on where y'all are at.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I like this group. That
I
group so far.
interrupt, but I'm out, y'all.
All right.
Okay.
Have a great night, and don't lose too much sleep.
Yeah, really.
I won't too much. Oh, Nate, as you're leaving, two things.
Yeah.
At some point, I want to get on a Discord call with you, and I really just want you to dump all of your thoughts on the Horizon board game for me.
Okay.
Because I haven't had a chance to crack it open yet, and I know that you've spent some serious time with it,
I've spent an amount of time with it.
which is more than me.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to hear it.
Yeah, it was like I was planning to kind of dive into it last Saturday, since they weren't doing racing. But it worked out that Mitch and Kayla can come down, and we started Betrayal Legacy. So
Oh, how's that going?
that is freaking amazing.
That's awesome. But let me know, because that's one that I really want to play with you when you and I can meet up again.
Yeah.
And the other one is I'm getting close to having some stuff painted for it, so I know you said you were always at least open to trying it. I really want to fucking run some Infinity shit with you.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I won a painted force about a year ago now. And I've got mine. I've got like a close to playable small list, and so I'm like, fuck it, I really want to fuck around some of this. One of the big things that, like, God, I can't wait for you to come up when this, when we're allowed to see each other again.
Right.
The magical future. I bought a gaming table.
Okay.
One of the Rathskellers models that they're crowdfunding right now.
All right.
I did their early order, but what it means is, like, dude, I'll actually have the gaming table to play Kingdom Death on.
Jim, I need to play. You talked so much about that game when I was with you.
Yes, when you come back to Colorado in the winter, we will play Kingdom Death.
Awesome.
It is hands down one of the absolute coolest board games ever made. And it is a fundamental part of Nate and I's long-term friendship.
Yeah.
Nate, if you ever want to get in on another game, you are welcome to join a game I'm running for Jim and Eli.
It's a good game.
Open invitation.
All right. Cool.
The group has weird synergy, but I think you'd fit in really well.
I like weird synergy.
Yeah, like, it's a good group to come up with a weird character, because I'm currently playing a shield-wielding tank bard. Like, who's multi-classing into, like, druid. Like, I'm playing a Pocahontas with a shield, basically.
Okay. So my question to you, Rory, is how by the book are you going, and how much leeway do you have for your players?
Slightly less by the book than James, but not by much.
How what do you mean?
I have always wanted to play
I know what
like
you're going
a
for.
really uppity paladin who got polymorphed into a golden retriever. So it's a golden retriever with all like paladin abilities.
I love
And
it.
it's like, yeah, it was like a punishment, but he just decided he liked it.
The goodest boy.
Yeah.
The lawful goodest boy.
It's more of a dumb thing.
Come on, Arizona, you son of a bitch.
Hey, they just legalized marijuana, okay? Give them some credit.
No. I'm saying come on because I'm still awaiting results.
Well, yeah, that.
Yeah.
Also, dear God, Georgia.
There's got to
That
be
might
some
not be
temp.
entirely in line with the tone or themes of the game thus far.
That'd be hilarious.
I'm
though.
aware it does not align with anyone's tone or themes.
One
But
day
I
you'll
mean-
get to play the lawful good boy. Someday.
You know what? There actually is. Yeah, I mean, if you want to join, there's something that will, if Jim and Eli get to it ever and go in a certain direction, that will involve not that specifically, and something in that vein. I mean, yeah.
Mock up a character sheet.
What I will say, Nate, if nothing else, the big difference is when you made TAM a year ago, the options were out of one book, and now we've got so many fucking source books to pull from.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, me making my original version of Karen versus my current version of Karen, oh man, there's so much more variety now.
Yeah.
The things I did to make that bard, it's ridiculous.
If,
Go for it.
oh yeah, I hope you're gonna allow me to completely respec every single class choice and feat I took and spell for now as soon as that like Secrets of Magic comes out.
That's not till next summer, though, I think.
I know, but at that point, I'm gonna need to respect like 15 levels of whatever because it sounds awesome.
We'll burn that
Oh,
bridge.
did you read the after action blog post they did on like
I did,
here's the
yeah.
feedback we got?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
See you later, Nate.
I don't think I would play either.
Yeah, take it easy.
Bye.
See you.
See you, Nate. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if I'd ever play like either of those classes, but it was interesting to read. The Summoner seems cool. I don't. Yeah.
I mostly just appreciate like it was cool for me. Like I knew because I'd done the play test for second edition period, so I saw how much second edition play test changed to second edition main release. And like Eli and I both dived pretty decent into the APG play test just to kind of check it out.
We did.
And there was some substantial changes, but it was so cool to hear about their process of like, here's how we're doing this is how we want to rebalance that, this is that kind of feedback, here's what we take. And I was like, shit, like that's a pretty heavy play test. Like that's not a stress test. That's very much a like potential for core change play test.
Yeah, it seems cool. I read that. I read something about a Starfinder playtest.
Oh yeah, there's one going on right now.
Starfinder seems dope.
Starfinder's really fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the Summoner seems kind of cool. I think I would play that in like a short-term adventure. I don't know. I mean, like honestly, like I just love playing. Like Gnome is like the exact character that I love playing, and I don't ever get to play because when I do get to play, I'm always the DM.
Makes sense.
And like Gnome is just exactly like spot on the character I want to play. But if I'm not playing Gnome, I probably like I would just want to make. If I were playing a caster, I'd want to make just a carbon copy. That's no fun, so I'd probably just go like make a fighter or a rogue or some shit.
Dude, fighters and rogues, like they're now so much fun to play. Like that was actually the hardest toss-up I had, Rory, when I was getting ready for your game. Was do I go fighter or rogue? Which is funny because like back in the day they were pretty one-trick ponies, and like I'm reading it now, and all it is for me is just like I don't think I can not play one of these two. Like it's gonna have to be it. The one other character concept that basically I've always had I've had two concepts in my head since I started getting into second edition, and I wanted to play like a grapple rogue because I just think like I love that it's a little bit of a debuff, but just like mechanically I love that like sort of like almost UFC boxing of like getting in there, bracing and just stabbing.
Yeah, I mean you've got it working super well.
Yeah, it's
right
good.
now.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. Which other concept?
The other one I really, and it's kind of interesting because like for me what it was that I started reading through Pathfinder 2, what I saw was that they created mechanics that made everything from the realistic to the like canonically fictional things function in a way that was both super fun but also super effective. So like the idea of the grapple rogue, like I'm trying to think like how many movies I've seen in which you see that like grab, brace, stab sort of stuff
you
from
just
like
grab them and stab them.
And like you even see a little bit of that, like if you think back to the fight scene in Moria with the
what I go through every time I think about it. I've always pictured Lord of the Rings anytime we're playing anything.
Yeah.
I gotta rewatch it. It's been years since I've seen him.
I just rewatched it because Emma had never seen it.
I
Oh,
watched
nice.
it fairly recently as well.
Oh, also, shit,
Yeah.
Roy, have you seen the newest episode of The Mandalorian that just came out last week?
I did.
Oh, it's
I will
so
watch
good,
that.
dude.
Oh, because I have that on your. I will watch that.
It's so
Yeah.
excellent. Watch it.
If you don't have it for sure, let me know and I'll give you the password on there. But
Appreciate it.
dude,
Yeah,
it's
the Moria fight scene is so amazing.
but so like when I think about it, like, and if you look back, like both Boromir and Aragorn are doing the like they both have the bastard swords, they can go two hand, but they both often flex to one hand out and they'll do that like grab a little bit of their armor and attack them.
Yeah. It's a good move.
So like I love the idea of a rogue doing that, like really specializing in that like manipulation and combat, that like that sort of brawling. Because one of the things that it was interesting for me when I started getting into a lot of like the SCA stuff and learning like medieval combat shit was like there is a really decent amount of like brawling, like and just like sort of almost wrestling locks that's a part of weapon combat.
Sure.
And so I thought, like, how cool is it that Pathfinder can incorporate that? And then I also love that, like, as a rogue, it gives me a role because I can debuff. I can essentially sort of, I have a little bit of crowd control or a little bit of field control, a little bit of debuff because I can apply flat-footed so that the rest of my team has that advantage. But when someone's grappled, they also can't move away from me. So, like, if there's someone I'm worried about, if I can grapple them while I'm fighting them, that also keeps them from pursuing my teammates. And I loved the idea of that, which is also part of the reason that, like, even though he's not great at it, I am going to slowly work down the intimidation tree towards, like, intimidating presence and stuff as well. Because I really want to be able to help inflict
That works
penalties
super-
on the battlefield.
That works super. The intimidate.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you picked intimidate. And I was like, what is she doing? And then, but like, it's actually like really good because there's a feat at 4th level I think where Bruiser rogues like frightened creatures are flat-footed to you, and
Yep.
between
Oh,
Emma
shit.
being able to like frighten anything ever, and
Yeah.
Enuma having like fear, like
Yeah,
everyone
Enuma
in
has
the party, like and like Owen hasn't used it much, but like Owen's like a fear curse witch.
Oh shit.
We are Batman.
So yeah, y'all are just like this terrible.
We're the
awful-
Harmacists. I keep saying, man, we gotta take that as our name. We gotta be the Harmacists.
What's the other concept you said?
Oh, so the other one was one that I was pretty close to doing, but then when they released the one of the new archetypes in APG, it was all the way there. I've always wanted to play a very traditional fighter, like a somewhat close to military accurate fighter, like a sellsword, not so much as in like a character fluff concept, but in like a way of life fighting.
How do you mean?
So like, I really want a character like. My goal is to play a fighter that's prepped with a bastard sword, so I can go 1 to 2 hands, has a shield as backup, a backup like dagger or like some sort of whip or net, like a trip/interact item.
I've always wanted to try.
And then the biggest thing is I really wanted to then take him down the Beastmaster archetype and get him an animal companion essentially for like a dog or a wolf. Because like
That
how
was like a
good?
thing.
What's that?
It was like a thing that, like in medieval times, that like.
Yeah, training a war dog.
Yeah,
They were
that'd be
like,
awesome.
now the interesting thing about war dogs is war dogs were almost a little bit like cruise missiles. You'd train them, you'd armor maybe the back of their neck, they'd run into combat and bite someone and then probably get killed. But while the person was killing the dog, you'd fuck them up.
Yep.
That is exactly how summoning a Pathfinder Second Edition works. Like
But-
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry, go ahead.
But so like, there's a lot of abilities where like if I went wolf/dog, they get really good at tripping. So if you build that up as a fighter-dog combo, so I've got a free hand if I need it. I can bring a shield up for bigger fights. I can add the shield. I can grab onto the sword with both hands if I want to go to a bigger damage die. The dog can either give me flanking or can trip, so that I'm then attacking a prone opponent, and just a very much a like pick fights you're going to win the fight, get to the next fight. Like don't be heroic, just win fights
Sure.
in really tactically superior ways. It's like get that and then like a short bow as a backup and just play like a very traditional fighter. But now mechanically that's so interesting to do.
Yeah, it's actually interesting right now.
That
Yeah,
was
I-
kind
if-
of part of
I
the
haven't-
initial concept for Karen was that's why she's a high intelligence fighter. I was going to play her very, very tactically. And if you remember, James, my original description of Karen was just a Spartan warrior. You know, a shield and a long spear. That was her original concept, was just a tactical Spartan warrior. But then Charlie happened, and she got mad. And now she's a barbarian.
Yeah, I think if I were gonna make a character after Gnome, I already said it would be his dwarf son.
Nam.
But
Just son.
just son, exactly. Hello. But yeah, I mean, I was looking at it in like a bastard sword shield fighter. Like, so if the shield breaks, you can use the sword with 2 hands. And,
Mhm.
like, yeah. There's also, like, the underwater stuff to me is so cool, which is why everything you'll ever be doing in the game I'm running is underwater.
Fair enough.
But there's, like, a feat that lets you breathe underwater 25 times as long. Like, the water
Ooh.
breathing general feat.
Yeah, one of our players in our other game, because lizard folk start with that, or,
Yep.
many of them can.
Saved her life.
But yeah, there's like a pearl diver background, and if I make a new character, it'll be like a pearl diver fighter dwarf.
That'd be cool.
So what I'll say, Rory, for Galarian, check out the Eye of Abednego area.
I think it probably was that. I just remember I was flipping through one of the region books trying to get a geography of Galarian, and there was like a pearl diver, and I was like, that seems cool. But also like having a fighter with the Shadow Dancer, what's it called?
Shadow
Oh
Dancer.
god, the Shadow Dancer archetype.
Yeah, if Gnome dies, I'm making a dwarf fighter with Shadow Dancing,
That'd be
and it's
scary.
going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, that's fucking intense.
You can breathe underwater.
I don't know what the
Yeah.
hell I'm gonna make if Karen dies.
I don't know. I'm excited to see y'all's group next Wednesday because like the combats are actually interesting for me to set up at this point because like it's opened up a lot. I'm leveling y'all on the fast track like 800.
I'm loving it.
For now, like I'll probably sit down around 5th or 6th level.
I'm loving the
yeah.
fast leveling.
And yeah, I'm the things. It was kind of a slow going like plot wise, opening up. But, like a lot of things that I kind of seeded at the beginning are starting to like break open at this point. Like I'll be interesting to see how y'all like handle because there's a bunch of different balls moving and like which ones you guys go after.
Yeah, true. I think first and foremost we need to take care of the lycanthropy.
Yeah. So like y'all know at this point that you've been told like she's gonna give you a way to find the people who did that. She called them the sisters, and then there's like John Stahl, who Duncan worked with, is that they're waiting for y'all to get back to put him under trial, like not like an official trial, but like whether or not to exile him for like abandoning his wife. And then there's these goblin tribes who are out and about killing younger people. So
Slay them for XP.
yeah. Oh, and then Jim, are you gonna take heavy?
Yes.
Heavy
Yeah,
armor?
I get that next level. I get a general feat, and that's what I'm taking that.
At 4.
Awesome, because it has to do with
No,
how
3.
I'm doing treasure at this point.
Wait, are we level 3 already?
Yeah, y'all
Yes.
y'all
Just now.
have been dealing with. I've been throwing like 4 different hazards in with every. Y'all been dealing a lot with each encounter.
Yeah, and he said that Duncan's killing those ogres in their sleep was what knocked us up to 3.
Also, you're chaotic evil, but just kidding. No, that's fine.
No,
Yeah.
he left. Remember, he specifically left the goblins alive
Yep.
because like they weren't a threat. And no, dude, I do get a general feat here at 3rd level, so that'll be heavy armor proficiency this level.
If you
Awesome.
were not going to pursue wearing that armor you found, if neither of you guys were going to do that, I was going to put some other stuff in, but
What was it? Because I think I've already got splint armor or something.
it's full plate.
Oh, I can't wear it.
You can modify it to be half plate, the other heavy armor, but
No.
Yeah.
Anuma's not going to have heavy armor proficiency until level 11, according to my track.
cool.
So that's all Duncan.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep because each of y'all have like a little like thing, like a personal character thing. I've been trying to like keep up with like individual character motives for each of y'all. Like, so I needed to write something about the name of this vision quest.
Oh, yeah. It can be whatever you want. Open to your
interested.
interpretation.
I was thinking like, oh, look, we're coming up close. I gotta look ahead to what I might want to pick for my level 5 dwarven feat.
Oh.
Dwarf feats are, I mean, they're so cool. And then yeah, and then there's also the language dedications y'all can take.
Yeah.
If you're interested in those.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Totally optional.
I think for the moment I'm pretty locked into my build.
Fair enough. And
I
then-
was looking heavily. I don't know. I was looking heavily at taking Defy the Darkness
What is that?
for Dwarven 5. It gives you greater dark vision.
Oh, greater dark vision? Oh my god.
It allows you to see through magical dark vision, even if it normally magical darkness, even if it normally hampers dark vision,
Wow.
such as a 4th level or higher darkness spell. However, you cannot cast spells with the darkness trait or use item activations with the darkness trait or any other ability with darkness traits.
Mm.
Because it means that like it's sort of like the whole dwarven quest for sky sort of thing. Like the
Right.
idea that like this dwarf is so about fighting against darkness that you wouldn't knowingly add more to the world.
Gotcha. Is there anything y'all would like to see in the game? Like either like specific mechanics you'd like to see trying out? Because I'm branching out on trying to try different mechanics.
No, honestly, I'm loving all the stuff. Like
Yeah, I'm loving it so far.
I can't get over like for me as a GM, I'm seeing it, but it's interesting on the player side too. Like the different monsters have so many different crazy abilities, and it's so cool to see the abilities of the monsters on the player side too.
I have no idea how awesome some of the monsters y'all might be coming up against are. Crazy stuff.
Let's see, level 5. The ancestry feat I've got lined up is for human, natural ambition. It gains a level 1 class feat, and Anuma will be picking up Reach spell for metamagic.
Super strong.
Yeah. It's super duper strong. So, with Reach spell, her, the whistle, the 30-foot emanation can, double? I think that's what Reach spell does?
Reach spell, yeah, but you have to spend an extra action.
Yeah, but still, it's there.
Yeah.
I have the option to increase the
It
reach.
won't work for that. Reach is for a target spell, not emanations.
it's
There's
a target
widen spell,
spell?
which would increase it.
Oh, let me double check then. Maybe I will.
Not to be a... Also, if I'm ever a rules lawyer in this game, I don't mean to be, and y'all can just tell me if I'm being obnoxious ever about
Oh no, dude,
Yeah.
you are so much less obnoxious about it than I am.
I played with the
You're I
worst.
should say not at all.
I played with the worst rule lawyer ever in college. No one. will
I'm
listen
sitting
to
right
me
here,
anymore.
Eli.
Yeah. Yeah, and at some point y'all might find a map of what do you for y'all like game wise like playing would y'all because I'd like for y'all to be able to be interested in like finding specific places and like if Duncan wanted to like see what's up with the dwarves or
Yeah, I think as soon as he has enough autonomy, it's going to be really important for him to reconnect with the sort of like miners, whether it's his clan or his family or another one. I think he wanted to build up enough sort of cash. Well, right now there's the whole being a werewolf thing.
That's the immediate priority.
But
y'all
yeah.
got a couple media threats coming at you.
Rory,
Yeah.
do you have my character sheet up? Or can you get it quickly?
I get it. Yeah, super best. Yeah.
I cannot remember for the life of me what dwarf feat did I take?
Unburned iron, so you can wear heavy
That's
armor without.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely going to go for that because I don't want to do nothing with that.
There's a chain for like Rock Runner. So Rock Runner lets you like run on rocks, which is kind of lame. But the 5th level feat that bounces off of that is amazing. You can just you automatically can shove anyone, and if they don't do it, they can like either get shoved or take your strength mod and damage.
Plus a D8 or something.
Jeez.
It's ridiculous. It's absurd. And there's no save. It's just get out.
I think they can do a fortitude against your athletics DC, but you don't have to roll it. You just bam force it.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, you've got Unburdened Iron.
Yeah, so I'll probably do Defy the Darkness. It just feels like a cool one. Like the fact that he's been able to see in the dark and been a miner just feels right for him.
Hey Rory, can we
Yeah,
make
you're
a couple of quick
forged.
changes to my character sheet? I have it pulled up. Remember, I'd asked if I can.
Yeah,
switch my int and whiz scores?
So you want 12.
12 whiz, 10
whiz.
int. Yes.
And you're gonna lose that Elven language. Ooh,
That's fine. It's worth it.
Nothing to be fun about that.
It's worth it.
Yeah, sure. You forget the language of the people you grew up with. Understandable.
That's fine.
Death of culture. All worth it for better initiative rolls.
That's right.
Also, the entire party is exactly 40 hit points. Not all of you, but like half. Like the monk has 40 hit points.
Nice.
Duncan has 40 hit points, and you have 41.
You know-
Yeah, the reason I swapped my int for the whiz is strictly multi-classing. It's
True.
purely for multi-classing purposes.
Understandable.
Because
I
to
am.
take
sorry.
the one I'm going to
Oh, yeah,
take at 9th
can-
level,
Jim,
I
can
need
Gnome
14
switch,
whiz.
Jim, can Gnome switch around his stats so that he has a 14 strength and a 14 charisma so that he can become a champion? At level 10.
That'd be
Were
hilarious.
those two things? Were those stats that you would have? You know, let me pull back
I'm
up.
kidding.
'cause I can tell you.
I don't need to switch mine. I'm not. I mean, the only reason I would want I'm joking about the champion, and the only reason I would want strength is so I could wear that chain shirt, which we sold. And I'm probably not even going to take. Like, I know I should invest in either shield block or light armor proficiency, because my AC is so abysmal.
It's bad.
But, like, really bad. But the idea of Gnome like being like an ex DA like gangbuster guy who's like, everybody run, and then can like shout the group into running further. As much as that doesn't help my armor class, I think I'm gonna go for it.
One of the things that I continue to really like about Pathfinder 2nd Edition is that, like, you have a low AC. You have a low AC because you chose to not pick the things that would help you improve that AC.
Mhm.
And the things you picked instead are things that are mechanically beneficial.
Yep.
So, like,
right.
yeah.
I've got one other change. Can you swap out days for light, please? My cantrips? Bards can only swap out spells at level up, so this is my opportunity.
But come on, what do you need light for? Just get dark vision.
Y'all will never come. That won't even come up again.
Yeah, it'll never come up
What's that?
again. We'll be in nothing but open fields at noon for the rest of the game.
High noon.
Hi.
I also keep
George-
forgetting that I'm a forged dwarf and I have fire resistance.
Oh, damn, do you? That's
I
cool.
did not forget that.
Yeah, it's actually because I picked it because when Roy was describing the world as being a little bit like Dark Sun, which I always loved.
I promise. I
myself.
know that none of this is like Dark Sun, but I promise that part of this world is like Dark Sun, and
I don't know. It does feel like that to me. Like the fact that it's kind of frontiersy, that a lot of the tech is lower, the way like the political structures and the governmental organization set up feel very Dark Sun to me. And so for me, I still love because that ability I picked is Forged Dwarf. In addition to fire resistance, it also means the environmental heat effects are reduced reduced like one level of severity against me. And so I like the idea that like as we're adventuring, like my dude cares not if like we deal with super heat and shit like that, it will not affect him. He'll just keep operating normally through high heat.
That's awesome.
I always like that thought for him.
y'all, because Duncan would have been like basically like an immigrant and not known his parents, and have been ostensibly from the south because everything up here is cold. Like it's getting down to
Yeah.
very cold. Like it'll be like snow on the ground next time we play.
Okay.
But like Anuma's from a super cold. She's from where Duncan would guess he's from. Not like specifically, but generally like that climate. And like Anuma didn't have a lot of contact with anyone because it's super underdeveloped everywhere. But like that climate, so like if y'all were talking, like Duncan would be probably interested to like hear about a place where it's hot and there's sand.
Where would there be sand?
Where Anuma's from?
Oh, way south. Yeah. Okay.
Like way.
Yes. All I want to do is fight a sandworm.
That'd be great.
I'm super excited. I just love writing games. Also, I've basically written a 1 to 3rd level module for you, Jim, to run for that person.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Come on, election shit. Come on, election shit. All right, I also got to write. Like, basically nothing's really changed since 5 or 6 hours ago when they called Michigan.
Mhm.
Georgia hasn't gone beyond 95. Arizona hasn't gotten its dump yet. Nevada, we're not expecting until tomorrow. The big one, I guess, is Pennsylvania now has a less than 3 percentage point difference. So Biden's closing it, and they're at 89%. But that's exactly what all the pollsters accounted for.
Okay.
Here's the big takeaway. Georgia, which has turned out to be a really competitive race, less than a percentage point separates Trump and Biden, is still at 95% of the expected vote reporting. But almost all of